Hey, hello everybody, what's up? Tom here, back at you with another video. Okay. I'm just gonna keep going with Return to Monkey here. I'm gonna do Return to Monkey. We're on my Twinkie McTwink. I have all level 5 support gems, everything lesser jewelered. I didn't use greater jewelers. I didn't use greater jewelers orbs, but I used lessers on everything. So I have the branching fissures on my Glacial Cascade for clear. And then I have Tempest Bell plus Tempest Flurry for single target. Maybe I should try switching to Ice Strike. Yeah, I'm actually going to try that. I must have some good supports for Ice Strike. First of all, Elemental Armament. Sure, rapid attacks. I mean, I can literally just use the same exact ones. Achoo! Achoo! Excuse me. Then the good thing is Herald Device is going to kick ass now. Don't think I'm done with this area yet. Right? Yeah, I'm where I need to be.
Frozen lash.
Hold them back while I open the gate. Advance with me. There are 2 more gates we must open.
Just gotta get used to how this ability works. It's feeling pretty good though.
Your shadow has fallen across the land.
Okay, let's see how it does that in Abyss. Oh yeah, there we go. I bet this would feel really good with the controller. Look at that, I just clipped one of them. And then they all Herald device exploded.
The mighty fall.
I do want to keep out an eye out for, I think I want to start just looking for some good gear. I mean, it's kind of hard to switch out my Fox Shade for the movement speed. But yeah, like for one thing, I think if I find boots, a beefy chest piece with evasion. I'm not sure if I want to go evasion or energy shield. I mean, I know energy shield is supposed to be pretty good, but well, honestly, the truth is I should go hybrid. Now, generally for hybrid, you want to go a evasion-based chest piece and a energy shield-based helmet. But you gotta get a good drop for that. We just got a big damage boost. Yep, that's too many AoEs there for anything to survive. When the packs are close together, it makes those heralds really shine.
Freezing strike.
I'm not sure how I'm building up this Tempest spell. Is it because I get random charges? Blacksmith's box gives you weapons. I don't need weapons. I don't know, my fucking Tempest spell just fills up naturally. I don't even know how. I think I'm getting random charges from somewhere. There's only so many charges. Oh no, maybe Ice Strike just builds up combo. Which is pretty sick.
The final gate is broken. We must continue our advance.
Alright, screw these guys, Asala.
Noxious second.
Is this possible?
Fuck.
The barricade will fall by my hand! I tried to seek peace, and the Sekemas disgraced me. Rot in the sand. This time, we choose war. We shall finish this.
Oh my god. I'm gonna fuck him up.
He must not escape.
I have seen the
Quickly.
face of the enemy.
He conjures
and
the very
it
sands
is
against us.
hatred.
This is no natural sandstorm. We must battle sorcery with sorcery.
Alright, guys.
Jamin Rock. There is. We would
Fuck Jamin Ra.
It must speak to us.
That's all I know. Oh, we're at level 7?
Do not wander.
Okay. 80% of physical damage to lightning damage, 100% more chance to shock. Well, okay, let's check it out.
Stormwave is a lightning area attack that covers a lot of ground and can be used on the move. Stormwave is a lightning area attack. When used on a shocked enemy, Siphoning Strike will release a blast of lightning and grant you a power charge. Shock enemies with other lightning skills like Tempest Flurry to prime them for a Siphoning Strike.
So that's a relatively reasonable combo. You go Tempest Flurry,
When used on a
Siphoning Strike, Falling Thunder. And then you're always doing damage. You just start off with Tempest Flurry until one guy, you know, gets the little mark.
When used on a shocked
Then
enemy,
Siphoning Strike,
Siphoning Strike
blow
will
up the
release a
pack in
blast
front of you.
lightning.
Falling Thunder. Well, everybody behind that pack, I guess? It doesn't actually seem that great, if I think about it. Mark a target, making them more susceptible to being frozen. When the marked target dies, a cold explosion erupts from their corpse. This explosion does not use your weapon damage, and instead uses its own base attack damage.
Freezing Mark makes an enemy more vulnerable to being frozen. If the enemy dies, they will explode with ice.
It could be good for clear, but it's just something I feel like I don't need on this Twink.
Use Wave of Frost to dodge backwards and launch a cold area attack that is very effective at freezing enemies. Enemies who are close to being frozen will display this indicator and be instantly frozen when hit by Wave of Frost. Use Wave of Frost to dodge backwards and launch a cold area attack.
I don't really love any of these. If I was going to do any of them, I would do Freezing Mark. Because at least Freezing Mark, you know, kind of fits into my playstyle. Or to my build. I mean, I might as well try it. I have way too many elemental armament. By the way, I have no level 7s. Alright, well once I get to level... Oof, this is a dry spell here, 7 to 9. Alright, once I hit level 10, I'll be back up to date here. We'll have level 10 power. Look at the salesman real quick.
Browse as long as
See if they have any good rares. See, because I need resistances as well. Why don't I just fix my resistances with fucking sockets here? Actually, where are we here? We need mostly fire and lightning. Okay. In fact, I'm going to do 1 fire and 3 lightning because of the final boss of this area. I don't have any. Can't use these. It makes it so I can't use my character. Alright, well I can do this. Should I go buy one? Nah. I'm done with that zone, right? I think I am.
Ah, yes. Fight to the last.
Yes. Be brave.
I trust you appreciate that.
Looks like I maybe could get a little bit more evasion, but this is still fine. My problem is my resistances right now.
I will take this. I am fond of that.
Lightning res, that's good.
I wish you well with this. I am fond of that. I smile for you. I trust you appreciate that.
I'll do one more.
I am fond of that.
Ay, ay, ay. I hate losing so much damage. But at least I did get that lightning resistance ring.
I am pleased.
Oh, I could get resistance from rolling this ring. And these gloves.
Farewell.
I mean, I'm being a Twinkie for this run, right? So why not? Come on, give me resistance. Nice. I wasted so much money there, but it's okay. This is our ring. Physical, cold, and lightning. Alright. Come here, biatch. Ah! I'm about to, I can't do that. Let's just exalt it. What? Oh, I got over leveled. No, 40. God damn it. Oh, I wish I could undo that. I should have just slammed this on. I would have been so fucking happy with this ring. Oh my god. So is it the number of mods? Is it 4 mods is my limit here? This is a lot of resistance. This is decent damage. That's very high resistance. Too bad I lost the ability to use that epic ring. I suppose I could just buy something. It's just I'm too low level for me to want to buy anything right now. I mean, this is hella good. Really? Why do they jump up so many levels whenever you do anything to them? I just used a regular AUG. I don't like that. I think they need to do something about that. That's so fucking annoying. Like, why does it suddenly say item level 80? I think I can safely exalt this. Item level 17. Let's see if it goes up. Nope, stays the same. Requires level 12. Terrible roll. Stays the same. But we got lightning resistance. Suffixes are full, so we're looking for damage. 5% increased cold damage? Why not? Oh. Okay, so I guess if the item level is above your current level, it can fuck you up. Maybe the requirement can never go above the item level? Is that something? But that's okay. This is still a great ring. I think I'm going to lose a little bit of damage. On Ice Strike, though. I need to look at Ice Strike. So no, I actually gained some damage. This is hella resistance, actually. Less damage, though. What's the resistance situation with this? 0, 5, 52, 5, 8, 48. Alright, no. This is good. They balanced the game around 0 resistance. Of course, I'm a twink. I should want to have better than what they balanced it for. I wasted so many exalts there. I could have just bought a ring that would have been way better, right? For one exalt. I just didn't want to leave my hideout, I guess. It's so stupid. I should just check the trade market. How much total resistance do I have on this? 35, 44. Okay. So we're going to go pseudo to elemental resistance. 44. And then we want to go damage to attacks. Physical and cold. We're gonna go ring. Requirements max 22. We've got 3 exalts. We're gonna get rid of this. Add stat group. Weighted sum. Wasted so much currency. This has flat evasion. Oh, what if I sort by the resistances? Yeah, this is our ring.
I guess it's worth that.
Still undercapped on lightning? I don't even know why I just spent that money. This is better. Okay. What a waste of time. Time and money. God damn it. Fuck me. Fuck me, dude. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me.
Biden had to say that the rioting that happened over the BLM riots was bad, and he said that.
With the right wing end, when I say everybody, and look at the screen, what I meant, sorry, I need to use my words here with you today because today, you're very fragile. The right wing Andes, the big political figures on the right, are deliberately using dangerous language in a retaliatory manner to get payback for the act against one of their own. It's absolutely abysmal. It's awful. It's satanic. Boom. That's it.
Cool.
End story.
Okay.
I agree 100%.
Cool. Oh, that's good.
All
that
the
we
people
agree.
are wrong. They're so wrong. It's disgusting.
Sure.
It's just, here's the thing. When they're doing their streams, they're never going to focus on right-wingers. They'll just turn the other cheek when it comes to right-wingers every time. Even when they're way worse.
That's fine.
Fuck all of them.
Every single event in the past decade has looked like this.
Okay.
With every single person on the left constantly saying, this isn't good, no violence, we can't do this. And every single person on the right saying, actually, that wasn't even us. We didn't do that. That was a Fedsurrection. That was Fauci and the COVID vaccine. That guy was crazy, and we disavowed them. We don't even know that. And there's Paul Pelosi's gay lover, and we don't know who mailed those pipe bombs. And the guy who shot him was maybe a secret liberal.
Okay.
So when it's one side doing it over and over and over again, and you come in and you say, both sides need to calm down, and then the left says, both sides need to calm down, and the right says, we're going to war, baby.
Not my argument. My argument is that people have gamified their language. People have gamified their influence. And they're finding ways at which it is effective so their shit actually happens the way they want it to happen. And the reality is that this is what the right does, and I agree. What the left does, and it is also satanic and abysmal, is the downplaying of violence, the ignoring acts of violence, downplaying arson and firebombing as protests is fucking looting and blowing cars up as being a legal demonstration. That's also the problem. They're both.
It's not.
It's awful. But you don't declare that.
No,
you
the difference, X.
I'm gonna make a
I
joke
already
on Twitter
asked
to
you.
get some likes about this.
I already asked you the difference, X. The difference is that for Biden to get elected, Biden had to say that the rioting that happened over the BLM riots was bad, and he said that. And when Biden came into office, you know what he didn't do? He didn't pardon every single BLM rioter. When Trump came into office, he pardoned every single Jan 6er, even the people who were convicted of seditious treason. Do you see the? Do you understand the difference
for assaulting police officers.
So what you're saying is that one villain stands on business and the other one doesn't, and that's somehow a way to make one better than the other.
Stands on business.
Both awful.
It's not standing on business. It's one is calling out his own side. The other is not. Shit.
POV.
There
Look
has
at
to have
POV.
been at least like 5 or 10.
I'm
Come
looking
on.
at the screen.
But I know at least a couple Jews.
I'm looking at the screen with the right wing end. You want to say?
Good shit.
And 6er, even the people who were convicted of seditious treason. Do you see the? Do you understand the difference there?
So what you're saying is that one villain stands on business and the other one doesn't, and that's somehow a way to make one better than the other. It's both awful.
No.
What about-
One side is inviting violence, and the other side is trying to tone it down.
They put their faith in the wrong.
And it's constantly that dynamic. It is always Trump stoking the flames. It is always Trump telling people to be more violent. It is always Trump denying that anything even happened. Oh, there were good people on both sides. Oh, I don't know anything about...
Hold on. I'll make a good argument. I want you to try to break this down and give him an argument the ability that it deserves, okay? This, I've always said this. I've always also very often, but I think it, and I think about it a lot. This is like it is exactly how a Counter-Strike lobby is when there's a cheater. It is the exact same thing. If you are playing in a game and you're queuing with a cheater, right? And everybody else is cheating, right? And you don't denounce it, you don't say, oh, fuck this guy, you don't report him, you don't kick him, you don't ban him, you just, guys, oh, he's on my side, he's killing everybody and I'm winning the game? I don't even know. Maybe he's cheating, I don't know. I just like playing with him, haha. And you know, over and over again, you are constantly green lighting the act, and you're reinforcing the thought that this is okay to do. And
Who
we'll
is
do
green?
that.
There are not large figures on the
does
left.
that all the time.
X, give me
They
an example.
cash in
Who
the W,
on the
because
left?
cheaters are
Who
on
on the left is green lighting this behavior? There are not large figures on the left doing this.
The
It's crazy people
who
doing it
don't
on
denounce act of violence.
Who does?
Bro,
But what I'm telling you is, if you look at the leadership on the left, if you look at the media, if you look at the lawmakers, if you look at the presidents, the left doesn't do this. The right does.
oh. You again?
Give me one example.
Completely-
Just one example. One
It is
example.
Thank you for
it
asking
is
for an
wait,
example.
Like, what, Gavin Newsom, whoever the fuck mayor of whatever city, bro, it's like, oh, this event isn't some, let me guess, this is a good one. Let me guess, it's not some arson or acts of violence. This is people demonstrating their right to freedom and what.
Gavin Newsom, absolutely. You're such a ghoulish fuck. Gavin Newsom absolutely never said that. Find me the fucking tweet where he said that when he encouraged violence in LA, Gavin told the feds to fuck off because they had it handled. And he told people that he wouldn't accept violent rioting, and they arrested motherfuckers that were violent rioting. Where are you talking about the shit that just happened in the last few months when the president of the United States deployed the National Guard, illegally, by the way, against the will of the sitting governor, by the way, with 600 additional Marine reinforcements, by the way, when California themselves and LA said they had it handled. You're taking a situation where the president was unhinged, was out of pocket, was against the law, and was acting as a fucking dictator, and you're spinning this as though Gavin Newsom did something wrong? Do you understand how absolutely fucking brain broken you are? Right? Like, even worse than the normal Quebecois who happens to be in the US, like, sitting here. Do you understand how I need you to admit, no, you're not standing up business. It's the most fucking retarded shit I've ever heard you say in my entire life. It's so fucking retarded. Find me the tweet. Find me where Gavin was saying it was okay for the rioting to happen. I'll wait. I got nothing to do. Go. Do it. Or someone in your chat can find it. I want to see it.
What are you talking about? I wasn't even speaking about that. You went on a tangent for no reason.
No, he's just asking for your evidence.
The wording, the portrayal, avoiding the actual issue, not saying.
No, avoiding what issue?
Oh my fucking god.
Gavin directly disavowed the rioting. He said it was bad. He said they were going to arrest people for doing it. What are you talking about?
We're going to arrest people that do this, guys. We don't like this over here, guys.
Yeah, he said that. They did it. He said that and they did it.
Okay.
You acknowledge it at the same time. Donald Trump was illegally sending the military to California.
I'm not going to convince you.
Yeah, because it's the facts. I know. On the facts suck. Facts are annoying.
No,
but this is,
I'm never going to convince you.
The next guy that you see dying, please don't fucking pretend that you give a fuck, okay? Play the clip a few times, get some fucking laughs, go and fucking virgin. Don't pretend you actually give a fuck about any of this shit. Because you guys are the problem. It is your fault. It is your fault. People like you and Asmongold are the worst.
I am the most consistent anti-violence you'll ever find.
Yes, I agree.
I am so
consistently fucking
it's
retarded.
Crazy.
Consistently retarded.
It's crazy. Yo, Destiny, you understand? Like, this might be the world, okay?
Retarded.
Doing the right thing, more often than not, the vast majority of the time, is taking L's. Because being actually better than whoever you're trying to denounce as the bad person means that you take an L, and you don't change your behavior. Oh, you're gonna do
Can you give me one example? Give me one example.
That.
Can you give me one example in human history of that happening? Give me one example. Give me one example. Give me one example of that happening. When the Brits were taxing Americans without representation, did they just sit and take it? In the Civil War, when shots were fired at Fort Sumter and the South seceded from the United States, did they just take it?
So what is
When
it?
Germany was steamrolling all of Europe,
Accelerationism equals win.
Who's talking about
Literally saying.
accelerationism? No, I'm asking you, give me one example where somebody sat and took it and took L after L after L, and they magically win at the end. You know where that happens? It happens in anime and Marvel movies. Show me in the real world where this happens.
In what sense?
Where somebody takes L after L after L and they just sit there and lose over and over again, but they somehow magically win at the end. Where it's not a fucking anime. Where does this happen? What you're advocating for is extinction on one side, and you're pretending there's some morality in it because you're not affected. That's all you're doing at the end of the day. You people like you and Asmongold, you're not affected.
That is rich. That is incredibly rich to say that, by the way. While you're saying it's not affected, it is a classic. It's a classic.
A classic how?
Why? It's just a classic. It's a classic because the left always gets free W's all the time. Out of not denouncing and skirting around bad words. This is not an epidemic, guys. This is a cultural phenomenon.
Wait, show me where Gavin. Watch this. Show me where Gavin says that this is. What is he? What do you want him to say here that he didn't say? This is in regards to the riots a few months ago.
Like it.
Why send you to Twitter or on Discord?
If you incite violence or destroy our communities, you're going to be held to account. That kind of criminal behavior will not be tolerated. Full stop. Already.
Guys, let me translate this to English so people that don't understand what he's saying. Guys, if you are, guys. By the way, let me tell you, I'm on a 27 win streak in CS. If you cheat in my games, we will come after you. We will get you. We will ban you. By the way, I'm on a 73 win streak right now with this guy on my team. We will come after and we will get you. You will not cheat in our lobbies. You will not, and we will report you every time. By the way, guys, I'm currently rank 1 with this dueling win with the cheater. We're gonna get you.
Where's the example of Trump giving a similar condemnation of Jan 6? Where's the example of Trump doing a similar condemnation of Jan 6?
It's fucking weird. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. You're just talking, ignoring the act. It's cuck shit. It's cuck shit. The man does not stand on business. He does not stand on business.
He does stand on business. They arrested people. But if you want to use a cheating example, XCC, fine, let's use a cheating example. What happens in a game where you've got some people that cheat and some people that don't? What happens? There's one of two things can happen. You've played games, I played games, you know the answer. There's only one of two ways that situation can turn out. If there are people in games that cheat and people in games that don't cheat. Tell me what are the two ways that this can end up?
People get fed up and now everybody's cheating.
Yes, that's one way, yeah. So the game is overrun by cheaters. You see this happen especially with free-to-play stuff, right? Or two, what happens? The cheaters all get banned, right? There is no world where you go into those games and you tell the rest, guys, just stop cheating. Guys, just stop cheating and they'll go away. Guys, just stop cheating. That never happens. Because what would it lead to? It would lead to extinction. And that's what happens in every single one of those. For a while, it happened with PUBG, it happened with CSGO, it happened with every free-to-play game in the world where it just got overrun by cheaters. And unless somebody comes in and bans them, then they take over and they just run shit.
Okay. I think if you make it a point to always shame people and always recur the narrative, don't do this shit. It is my understanding that you're doing the right thing and you are the better person. What about it? This is what I think. You're doing the right thing, and I don't do. Oh, dude, I'm gonna fucking. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna dock the people that are cheating. No, I think that's bullshit. I think it's all dog shit. I think people can just do better, man. It's that simple.
Really?
Yeah,
so what's one game where the cheating just disappeared without people getting, you say doxed, how about sued? Right? Didn't that happen to big cheat makers where they literally got fucking sued by Blizzard? I think for at least one of them. Or where people get banned. They get kicked out, deported. What game fixed the cheating problem magically? Ever?
Valorant.
Really? Valorant? Don't they literally have a fucking RAM injection program that Riot uses to...
They mine Bitcoin on my PC and I let them. I am a cuck of Bitcoin.
Okay, so obviously that example doesn't work then.
The Chinese spyware is in my ass as we speak, digging a hole, and I love it.
Okay, so then that example doesn't work then. There's somebody else that's enforcing that. We have nobody enforcing that in the United States. One side is just cheating right now with impunity, and you're pretending that it's going to magically go away. Why? They keep winning games. Trump won the last election. Cheating. They're just going to keep winning.
Oh, so now again. Oh, he's cheating. He's cheating. right? Is that what you're saying? Is that where you're going with? Or is this? Dirt. No, I think that's rigged. I think saying that anything is rigged is like, unless there's proof that it's rigged. I mean, let's be honest. It's just you're just saying things. Like, what about?
Sure. Here's proof that it was rigged. The fact that he pardoned every single person that showed up at the Capitol to insurrect the government that he ordered to be there, that he told people to come there. That would be one example of rigging. I can give you like 20 more if you want.
Boy, example of rigging how?
Donald Trump told everybody that the 2020 election was rigged. 80% plus of conservatives today still think the 2020 election was rigged. They showed up at the Capitol to protest the election, and then eventually to riot in the White House, and eventually to kick out the lawmakers so that they could prevent the peaceful transfer of power. Every single person involved with that, when Donald Trump was elected again, was pardoned. He said it's okay, it's cool. People that would
that's wild to me. Yes, that all that is a bit abysmal. It's a failure of everything that every state that is there on. It's an absolute disaster.
Okay.
But
is there a single equivalent action that anybody on the left has done?
Wait, you mean like when Biden pardoned his the crack smoker?
Why did Biden pardon his son?
I don't know. You tell me. I thought he said he wouldn't do it.
Do you know what two crimes? Do you know what 2 crimes he was convicted for?
Oh no. Okay.
Hunter Biden was convicted for lying on a federal tax.
So now you're doing charitability.
Oh, you don't like the facts. You don't like the facts.
Now you're doing
I'm not being charitable. I'm not being charitable. I was just telling you a factual record of what was going on. But you don't like the facts because they bother. Yeah, they bother you. Oh, you want to talk?
No, I'm not one of those guys. I'm
okay. Hunter Biden was convicted for 2 things. One, he was convicted for tax evasion in 2019 on taxes that he'd already paid back, that him and the IRS had already settled on. They were fully paid back. 1. And then 2, he was convicted for lying on a 4473 because he smoked crack at the same time that he bought his gun. This was after the Republicans had investigated him for 4 years, claiming that he was conspiring in Burisma and Ukraine to do illegal international business. Okay? Joe Biden pardoned him.
So he had paid his taxes. Is that how it actually went down?
Yes.
Is that an accurate, like documented thing?
Because go to Wikipedia if you don't believe me, or Google it. Yes, they were all paid back already.
Well,
yes.
I just feel like this is. It sounds a little bit like a fairy tale. It could not be.
Oh, that's crazy how all the Republican shit is so fucking horrible and bad, but it's literally on the open. If any of you fucking retards would take 2 seconds to read about it, but yes,
well, I'm not
they
Republican.
were
I'm
paid
not
back.
Republican.
They were paid. You are in practice. Yeah, of course you are. What do you mean? Obviously, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Identity politics masturbated again.
It's not identity politics. It's like a guy walks out of a room with cum leaking out of his asshole in his mouth and says, "I'm not gay." It doesn't really mean much. As long as you still get fucked in the ass and you take dick in your mouth, right? You carry all the Trump talking points and you do everything that they want you to do. It doesn't matter what the fuck you call yourself.
Okay.
At the end of the day, right? A Trump dick suck is a Trump dick suck.
Then you're a radical left. Then you're a radical left because you're a fucking short gnome with fucking blue hair doing cuck shit.
A radical. I'm the radical left.
Well,
who
I mean,
fights that's
how I see it. That's how I see it.
Sure.
That's how I see it.
If you
so
want
I said it. So
you and I are standing in front of an assassin right now, and we have to figure out who's criticized who more. Have I criticized the far left more, or have you criticized Donald Trump more? Who's getting shot in that circumstance? Are you fucking serious? I'm literally Hassan's like waking nightmare, and you're telling me that I'm a radical leftist? Like, do you even remember who you're talking to?
Okay, well, Hassan is a post-radical, where it's a new meta that I made. It's post-radical. It's accepted terrorism. Yeah, I think that's being a terrorist sympathetic person. That's fucking awful. That's post-radical. That's what I say.
Sure. So I think I've easily exceeded my threshold for ever being called a far leftist. I think I've got my creds critiquing the far left. So I don't know how you could possibly say I'm critiquing the far left, but you refuse to call out Donald Trump and the right for constantly evading.
I could go on the right all the time. That's crazy.
Saying both sides and saying everyone does it is not the same.
I call out the right all the time.
If you had to guess,
that is it.
If you had to guess for percentage of time, I'm just curious. If you had to guess percentage-wise, this is how much percentage time I criticize Donald Trump and the people in Congress versus how much time I criticize everything on the left. What do you think the split is there?
I don't know.
Do you think it's like 50-50? Do you think it's like 40-60? Do you think it's like... My guess is it's like 95-5, maybe. 5 is generous. I don't think I've ever heard you call out Trump before in my entire life.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, maybe it's more of a thing where like an I fell off argument type thing, but that's so false. It's crazy.
Okay.
That is being so. That is it generally is just being unfair and uncharitable. It is what it is.
Okay, for people in XQC's chat, does he call out Trump and I just miss it? Maybe I do. It could be. I admit it, because maybe my chat just doesn't show me those clips. It's possible. You did do the advertisement with Aiden Frost. That's true, but
I did not. I mean, I was doing audio checks, but it's all good.
Really?
I saw
pictures and everything of you with him and all that. Okay, we got some yeses, nos. Yes,
but which one has been posted? Which one have I posted on my own behalf? Where have I showed that? Oh yeah, like this is something. Oh yeah, I want it. I'm doing this, dude. That's not how it happened. That is the standard, which if somebody, let's say, had a job to be part of the. No, dude, you cannot be against the left. You have a job that is in the realm of the left. You are paid by the left. You are funded. You are an agent. Like, dudes, come on, bro. It's like some really like. I think it's just low IQ thinking, but it's whatever.
Wait,
I think
what?
It's weak sauce. I think it's weak sauce. It's weak sauce.
Wait, hold on. I don't understand what you were saying. Could you rephrase it?
Yeah, I mean. If this is a smoking gun, like, oh, dude, you on that stream, like that's who you associate with.
No, I'm not saying that's a smoking gun. I don't even care that much about that. I'm just saying that in the grand totality of things, the strategy on the right is always the far right will never take responsibility for anything. Will always throw bombs at the far left. Useful people like you and Asmongold, well, he's probably far right now, but you guys will just say, oh, it's both sides, and then people on the left will have to sit there and say, oh, guys, maybe it's both sides, and that's it. Over and over and over and over and over again. For the last 10 years, that's what we've done.
You know what's sad? You would actually be very impressed by the amount of people that try to get streams and get stuff done with the left, with Kamal and with their to help their campaign for free, voluntarily. Like, you would be actually impressed and how unreceptive they are, and how stupid they are, and how it is their fault of the elections because they have branding problems. They're dog. Bro, the only one piece of media they did with somebody that talks to the youth a little bit. Is the guy that fucked the girl that was suing for 20 mil for free and fucking bagged this dumb fuck, fucking Shannon Sharpie, guys, I'm not gonna do a stream or whatever. I'm not gonna do this massive event where we get a lot of publicity. I'm gonna do the Shannon Sharpie. Podcast. That'll get them going. What a waste of fucking time. The left has fallen, and it's up for you to fucking lock in on the fucking. These people are almost losing deliberately. It is wild. It's bro. Shannon Sharpie podcast. The only piece of media that's angled towards the youth thing. We lost the youth vote. Oh, these fucking red-pilled right wing or corrupting the youth, whatever. What have you been doing? What have they been doing? They alienated everybody like a bunch of fucking cucklords. Jesus Christ.
What? I have no... How did this end up with you shitting on the left? I don't even know what we're talking about right now. What? True.
And everything is true. Everything is true. What I'm saying is that if given the opportunity, I would have not been on the background of a fucking Trump stream. I would have been at the forefront of a Kamala stream, right? But these people are fucking brain dead. Don't hold it against me. That they have zero IQ. That they don't have how to conduct. A fucking political campaign to make their candidate win the fucking election. They're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree. They have issues, yeah, for sure. But part of the issue, the thing that I'm fighting on right now, is the media environment. The reason why they're so brain broken is because they see people like you laugh when people like Trump say the most abhorrent, disgusting, fucked up shit in the universe, and then you guys lose your fucking mind when Hillary Clinton says like basket of deplorables, and it makes the media environment really fucking confusing. When they see a mass shooting happen, and everyone on the right is calling for fucking war, and then the president is deploying the National Guard and the military to states, and people like you are like, wow, president of peace, LOL, Department of War, that's so epic, XD. And then you look at Biden and you're like, oh my God, the Democrats are so violent all the time because look at this account on Twitter. Yeah, it's a really confusing and a difficult media environment to navigate. When any fair-minded person, when any apolitical person would look at what's going on in the US right now, go like, wow, it's not really that surprising that it's super violent. Your president, Donald Trump, is probably the most divisive figure in probably in at least the last century of US history, right? He's the least popular president right now. The second least popular was him in term 1. And you're turning around and it's like, oh, both sides. He has no responsibility for anything that happens. Like, you just sat here and told me that the president of the United States' own rhetoric doesn't matter in influencing its citizens. Like, what the fuck? Well, you spend half your time here railing against me making edgy tweets or Hassan saying bad shit. Why does it matter?
I think words are whatever. I think words are whatever.
What do you mean words are whatever? What do you think people fucking go to war over? Do you think everybody goes to war because somebody killed their own personal family or friend? What do you mean? Words are whatever. People start wars over ideologies and words and religions and thoughts and ideas.
I mean, when you say, oh guys, don't do this. I mean, I'm just saying it falls on deaf ears. It is what it is. Like,
why do you don't think these people are influential at all? That when the killers go out and kill and they say I did it because this guy said it, that doesn't matter? What do you need to prove to connect the thoughts?
So the rhetorics when it's from the right, it's clear coded. It's probably this whatever. But what's on the left, it could have been that. Whatever, dude. I think you're just not being consistent with it.
When the left does it, I call them out on it. All the cop shit and all the unarmed black people shit, I said that was bad. What do you mean? I called them out on. And Biden and Kamala had to disavow it as well. When they ran for office, they had to say, you just saw a tweet of Gavin Newsom saying this violence is not acceptable. You can't do it. You'll be arrested. Show me one tweet of Donald Trump talking about the right like that. You will never be able to find it. You won't.
Then tell people to stop shooting people on the streets, stop gun violence. Oh my God, it's super bonus.
When did they go home?
Say stop doing drugs.
On January 6th. On January 6th. When did they go home? On January 6th. When did they go home? When did they go home?
please, I beg. We need Trump to say.
No, you're saying some retarded shit. Nobody does drugs because a political person told them to do drugs. You fucking retard. Nobody. The politicians told them to do drugs.
Saved. Homeless are saved. World-changing news are coming in. Fentanyl has disappeared from physical realm.
The thing,
all of it has turned to dust.
You guys need to go to more public events. At the very least, if you're going to sit here and talk about it, you should go. You need to go be at risk, just like anybody else. Don't say shit unless you're willing to go stand outside and see who the fuck is going to show up at your event. Because it is insane to me that retarded fucking roach lords like you and Aspinall will sit in your fucking house and stoke the flame so hard, and then point out random left-wing accounts where the president of the United States is literally saying unhinged shit every single fucking day, and you sit here and laugh at it like you're an actual fucking toddler watching a Jack in the Box. That's crazy. That is insane to me.
The language you're using is crazy, but I think it's awful. I think
they're so brave. Wow, so brave. It's so brave of you to call me out. Good job. Nice. The guy who's, by the way, banned from your streaming platform, Twitch, for calling out the left wing, by the way. You're so brave. Meanwhile, Trump will never, ever call out the right. Because he doesn't need to. Because fleshlights like you will always be there to take another fucking load for him. You will never call him out. And I bet you haven't. I'd be curious if somebody you're trying to link me after. Of you calling out Trump without immediately after going, and the left does it too. And the far left too. And the Democrats too. Show me one time with you calling out Trump on his own. One time. I bet you haven't done it in the past year. I bet it hasn't happened.
Bro, when people link you to clips and when you see it, I don't want an apology publicly. I want an apology from you to me that you try to fucking actually pin this shit on me like that. I think it's odd. I think it's odd behavior.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, past year, one time. Okay, I love everybody. Good luck gambling.
All right. Thank you, man. See ya.
I just don't play video games. I hate politics. It's so cringe. How did that get to words don't mean anything at the end, even when they come from the President of the United States? Stop. Hold on. I need you to understand. Hold on. I need you to understand this. Somebody said, Destiny, why is it so hard for these people to just say Trump needs to calm down? Because they don't think he needs to calm down. They think that when he says it, it's epic and based. It's not an intentional, at least not with XCC, probably not with Asmongold. I don't think these are intentional political propaganda strategies. We feel like Charlie Kirk it was, but for them, I don't think so. But they just think it's like funny and epic and based, and they don't draw the connection because to them, it's just memes at the end of the day. Anytime somebody says it's just words, LOL, like politics are just words? What do you mean? How, like people, empires rise and fall off of certain political leaders and shit that just speak, right? But words, like the whole reason for the existence of language is to invoke thought and ideally inspire action in the minds of other people. Like the statement, it's just words, when words are literally the most important thing. The concept for language is what separates us from the animal kingdom. It's just words. It's such an unbelievable thing to say. It's just so crazy to me that somebody could say that.
My fellow Americans, I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors, we're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back. Take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now.
What the fuck did X mean when he said Gavin was on a team with a cheater? He will never admit this, but what he means is he was scrolling Twitter and he saw a whole bunch of headlines and quotes from things that Gavin might have never even said, and he believes that that was reality, because reality is what conservatives put in front of you on social media.
My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, Radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives.
We still don't know the shooter, by the way. We still don't know this political ideology. But apparently we know it was the radical left over and 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 over again. It might be that, true. Sometimes Trump does do at least nice holiday tweets. Do you remember when Biden and Obama and Hillary used to tweet like this? Happy Easter to all, including the radical left lunatics who are fighting and scheming so hard to bring murderers, drug lords, dangerous prisoners, the mentally insane, and well-known MS-13 gang members and wife-beaters back into our country. Happy Easter also to the weak and ineffective judges and law enforcement officials who are allowing the sinister attack on our nation to continue, an attack so violent that it will never be forgotten. Sleepy Joe Biden purposefully allowed millions of criminals to enter our country totally unvetted and unchecked through an open borders policy that will go down in history as the single most calamitous act ever perpetrated upon America. He was by far our worst and most incompetent president, a man who had absolutely no idea what he was doing. But to him and to the person that ran and manipulated the auto pen, perhaps our real president, and to all of the people who cheated in the 2020 presidential election in order to get this highly destructive moron elected, I wish you, with great love, sincerity, and affection, a very happy Easter. Guarantee you, at least 20 large conservative people or streamers, whatever else, read this fucking tweet and giggled and laughed along and said, oh, that's just Trump being Trump. Like, it's unreal, dude. The only person that I support right now on social media is Mehdi Hassan. He is my spirit animal. He is my soul.
Violence on the left and they're the problem, to today's interview on Fox and Friends where he said, I don't have a problem with right-wing extremists. I mean, can anybody really back this up? I mean, I find that alarming, and I don't even think our friends on the right would agree that we should just ignore extremists on the right because they're okay. That is absolute insanity from our president, but this is who they voted for, and so I want to challenge them and ask them, why do you approve of this? Why do you think that's acceptable? I wouldn't accept Biden or Kamala Harris saying that it's left-wing extremism is fine, don't worry about it. I would be outraged by that and be like, hold on a second now. Those people are ruining it for us on the left. We don't need violence done in the name of what we stand for, and I don't think people on the right should want to see that either. All right, let's see. Thank you guys for all the likes, by the way. We're almost up to 25,000, and thanks for all the follows as well. I talk politics Monday through Friday, so make sure you follow so you don't miss out on any of my lives. And if you do miss any of my lives, you can always catch the VODs on Twitch and YouTube, because I stream at the same time on Twitch and YouTube. There's a link in my bio to those channels. V and Xander, thank you guys for the gifts as well. That stuff helps with the algorithm. Appreciate that. The bar is into the ground. Yeah, Trump has really failed to be a leader. I mean, just this whole incident has been such a failure of leadership by Donald Trump. This was a great opportunity to bring the nation together and not let Charlie Kirk's life be lost in vain. I had no love for Charlie Kirk. I thought he was a dangerous person. I thought his rhetoric was disgusting and hateful. But I would never, ever in a million years want to see someone's life be taken like that, especially someone involved in politics. I mean, the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, I think his name is, he said today something pretty profound, and he was like, this goes to the core. The reason why this incident is such a big deal is because this was political dialogue. You know, even if you don't think what Charlie Kirk was doing was authentic and that he was just debating young people and trying to get clips, the venue was political discourse and it was having debates. And for someone to lose their life doing that, it chills free speech in America, and it attacks our democracy, where we want to be a place where people can have discussions. Even though I don't think he was having good faith discussions, I think the idea though behind it was what people are looking at. And so I do think it was horrific what happened, and I think it was a body blow to our democracy. So nobody should be celebrating this. Nobody should be happy about this. And I think I saw a bit of a 2028 candidate today in the governor of Utah. And you know what? I wouldn't vote for him, but kind of like Nikki Haley, I don't think it would be the end of the world if that guy was president. Obviously, I would rather have a Democrat 1,000 times over, and I think a Republican would be a waste of time, waste of policy, would blow it. But, you know, that's the type of Republican that I think people can stomach. But, you know, not this MAGA lunacy. This is just crazy. Like, I don't think a guy like that's going to send the National Guard into D.C. and waste their time and step on the Constitution. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I think it was refreshing to see a Republican acting normal today, though he still says some weird stuff. But Republicans, if you're smart, you will encourage people like that to be your leaders. Because that guy stepped up when Donald Trump has failed the last couple of days. Even though he seems like salivating at the idea of the death penalty. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Did you vote for Trump?
No, sir. I just wanted to say you're doing a great job, and you're very well articulated about your opinions.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks for coming up and saying that.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Paid chatter. Listen, check your PayPal. Thank you guys, the paid glazers. I appreciate you guys. He was glazing Charlie Kirk. Yes, but you have to understand that that's politics on the right. Charlie Kirk is a god on the right, or was a god on the right. It's very simple politics to be like, Charlie Kirk was a profound figure, blah, 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 blah. You know, those are easy points to score on the right. Thanks, V and Meg, for the gifts as well. I appreciate that. Thanks for all the likes, too, guys. We're almost up to 30,000, which is great. Not a lot of MAGA requesting up today. I don't know. Maybe they're just... Who knows what's going on there. Very interesting. I think they're confused by the knowledge, the information that's come out about this suspect. It doesn't fit the description that they were hoping for, right? Young guy, white guy. They thought it was going to be a trans, gay, black, disabled, non-binary person who wheeled their wheelchair up on the roof to, you know, steal a conservative's weapon and shoot it, and then ran away. And they're disappointed that it's a guy who looks just like them, who grew up in a family, in a conservative family, and seems to be kind of just an edgelord. Anti-Matter, thank you for the $10 super chat. With an empowered media apparatus on the right, funded by tech and oil billionaires, where the un-F America is the exception on the left, was real debate even happening. I think debate was happening, but it was like an NFL player, you know, challenging high school kids to a game of football, right? It was stupid. Like, it was just for clips. It wasn't serious. But as soon as people like Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro debated adults, they got their asses kicked. And we saw that in the last year. There were all these clips going around of Charlie getting dunked on and Ben Shapiro and the heroes of the right. As soon as they stop debating children, then they lose. So I don't really respect what Charlie Kirk was doing in that regard. It was kind of a farce that he was debating, you know. He's spending all day with like writers and coming up with lines and coming up with tactics to refute anything that some college freshman can say to him. And of course, young people are going to think they can do anything. They can lift the whole planet, so they're going to challenge him. I got him this time, you know. And so it was just a way to farm clips for YouTube and bring attention to the right. So I don't think it was true debate. True debate is taking on someone that you think is a worthy opponent and somebody that you want to learn from. I don't think Charlie Kirk had any intention of any interest in learning anything from the people he talked to. Like, for me, I'm actually curious why MAGA believes what they believe, and that's why you guys see me have my conversations the way I do. I'm not here just to dunk on people and farm clips. I'm here to have conversations, and because I think you guys are having the exact same conversations as I have on here, and I want you to be able to have better conversations and to be able to push people to our side and to see things the way we do. And I don't think you're going to do that by just dunking on people in your life. You're going to have to do that through respect and through showing that you can listen, and by rebutting in a respectful way and just telling people why you believe what you believe. The kindest dog walker on TikTok. Yeah, I'm very gentle. So, I don't think Charlie Kirk had any interest in that, though. I don't think he gave a damn what the people sitting across from him had to say, and I find that unfortunate. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
All right. Did you want to respond to anything I've said in the live today, or just jumping up here?
Well, I listen to you every once in a while. And a while ago, you expressed your curiosity about something. But I'd like to know, I'm curious about why are you always on the side of evil? Is there a reason for that? Did somebody, like when you were younger, were you hypnotized or something?
Yeah. When I went to camp in 9th grade, there was a hypnotist there, and I volunteered to go up on stage, and I think ever since then I've been different. So it's weird that you nailed it.
I think you need to go back to one. Well, maybe a Christian one, like somebody like Charlie Kirk, somebody like that can help you, and then you can get on God's side.
Well, let me ask you, what do you consider evil that I'm supporting? If you could nail it down in a sentence or two, like what evil am I supporting?
You always support the leftist people.
Okay, but do you think people on the left are evil? I find that hard to believe. Yeah. You think everyone on the left is evil?
Okay, I understand you feeling like that because you were hypnotized. I understand that. But you need to get out of that hypnotist feeling and have an open mind and listen to people like Charlie Kirk. And even, in fact, you might even be good to look up information that they say instead of listening to CNN and other stuff and other leftist stations like that. You know, it would really help.
You see, but you haven't given me anything, so I don't think you actually know what you're considering evil. You're just convinced that anyone who thinks differently than you is evil, which I think is very un-American of you, because in America we have different opinions and we want to listen to each other in the spirit of what Charlie Kirk stood for. So do you disagree with what Charlie Kirk was doing?
Okay, yes, I do agree with it, but
no, I asked you to disagree with what Charlie Kirk was doing, because it sounds like you don't think Charlie Kirk was doing the right thing.
No, Charlie Kirk was doing the right thing. He's a great, loving person.
No, but he was talking to people on the left, I assume, to understand where they're coming from. So do you think Charlie Kirk thought of the left as evil?
They had evil ways. In other words, it's like God. God loves a sinner like yourself. He loves the sinner, but he hates the sin that you have. It's not you that he hates.
How am I a sinner? I'm committing no crime. I'm a morally good person. I've hurt nobody. How am I sinning?
But you are hurting. You deceive people. See, Satan. Wait. Satan is called the great deceiver, and you are on his side.
But am I not a victim of him then, if that's the case?
You are a victim of Satan, yes.
Okay, so then how can you be mad at me if I'm a victim and I'm not doing this purposefully? I'm being manipulated then by Satan. So how am I a bad person for being a victim?
Because you're not having an open mind.
But I am. I'm talking to you. Do you think having an open mind involves listening to people you disagree with? Because I'm doing that right now, and I'm letting you talk.
Yes, you are, but it sounds like you're disagreeing with everything that I'm telling you. See, I'm only giving you a warning For when you in the future, when everybody passes away, I would prefer to see you go to heaven than go to hell.
I see. But why do you care about where I go? Isn't it? Don't you think you have to take care of yourself? And I feel like getting into heaven is not scolding other people, right? So getting into heaven would be like, I feel that other people are lost and I'm going to do whatever I can to help them. But you don't sound like you have that attitude. You sound like you're an angry person who just wants to wag your finger at other people, that you've got it all figured out, but those people don't, and shame on them.
No, I'm not an angry person. I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at the great deceiver Satan for fooling people like you.
So, but you came up here hot and heavy, ready to take me down. And if I'm a victim, but if I'm a victim, why would you do that? If I see somebody who's hurting, I'm not going to go up to them and be like, shame on you for being a victim and hurting. So I don't understand why you wouldn't have sympathy for me and why you wouldn't want to try to help me. You sound like you just want to scold me, which I don't think is very Christian-like of you, and I don't think that's your ticket to heaven.
Well, see, scolding is a part of God. God does scold people whenever they don't.
Listen to you. Scolding is a part of God. Why don't you leave the scolding to God? I don't think God believes his acolytes should go scold other people. Listen to how selfish you are. This is why I'm not drawn to whatever you believe in, because you are a reprehensible person. No part of my being, no part of my life involves scolding other people. How embarrassing.
That's why you act like you're a nice person, but you're not.
I am a nice person. I am a nice person.
You're a deceiving person.
No, I am a very nice person.
Just like you would deceive.
No, you are delusional. You are absolutely delusional, sir.
No, you're the delusional person.
No, you're not going to go to Valhalla. You aren't going to Valhalla.
You're under a spell right now. Under
I am
Satan's
not, sir.
spell.
You're going to Valhalla.
I am not, sir.
Yes,
you're
you
not
are.
going to Valhalla.
No. I'm going to Valhalla, and you aren't.
I'm going to Valhalla.
I'm going to heaven, and you aren't. I know that for a fact.
No, you're not.
God speaks to me. No, I don't share this very often on my life, but I don't share this very often.
And you're
Sir,
not.
I don't share this very often. But there's an air conditioner in my apartment that I speak to God through every single morning, and God has told me I will be going to heaven through the air conditioner's beeps.
Okay, well, I keep waiting for that air conditioner to bring you to heaven. But anyway, you need to get your soul saved. It is not saved, because I can tell you do not hate your life. I can tell you do not hate.
No, I love my life. I love my life.
That's right, exactly. And before you get to heaven, you have to hate your life. And I'm talking about your sinful life. You have to hate.
How am I not myself?
I don't think God would want me to hate my life. I think God would want me to love life. I think God would want me to see the joy and the happiness in all of my fellow humans, not look for the bad like you. You are a guy who stands on the side of the road with a "you're going to hell" sign and thinks you're helping anybody.
Well, if it helps you, you know, but
it doesn't help me.
The sinful part of your life that you deny. You see, you're never going to hate it. You're going to keep loving it. And that is your deception right there, that you don't hate your sinful life.
Whenever I talk to guys like you, I hear a scared little boy who has committed such atrocities and done such bad things that you are so desperate to try to cover up and do better now. I can't even imagine what your past entails. I'm willing to bet you were a very, very bad person years ago.
No, I never was a very bad person. See, you're wrong right there. Your prejudice statement is very wrong. I never was a bad person.
No, nobody is drawn this far where you are in Looney Town unless something really went wrong early in life and they're trying to make up for something now. That's always the case with people like you.
But your early life, you were hypnotized. You admitted that. You need to get out.
I went to a summer camp and I was hypnotized. And the person told me to cluck like a chicken. And honestly, for about 5 minutes, I could not speak. I was just clucking like a chicken.
And your words right now are still clucking like a chicken.
Well, but they unhypnotized me and I was able to speak again. So I don't think it was permanent, but it did cause me to cluck like a chicken for 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm just trying to
laugh. Well, you laugh, but this is I'm just sharing with you my experience.
Okay, I'm just trying to help you so that you're under the spell. If you do not hate your sinful life, you're in trouble. You need to look that up. If you're a God-fearing person, you need to look up what Jesus said about hating your life, and that is the sinful life.
Wonderful. I will do that. All right, sir. You have a blessed day, and I'll see you in Valhalla, brother.
Okay, man. Next time.
I'll see you in Valhalla. Obviously none of that happened. Okay, Antimatter, thank you for another $10 super chat. YouTubers coming in. Hate to say it, but commies were right. Real centrists are going to defend capitalism with right-wingers while using religion to pull the impoverished stooges in at the bottom. Scary times. You're siding with the commies now, huh? Okay. $5 super chat from Fluffy Penguin 309. As a minister, I want you to tell him to go back and read Matthew 6:5-6. He needs to stay in his room. Well, hopefully he's still listening out there and he'll get that message. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Obviously, I was just messing with it, but I really do think that people are super religious. There's an evil inside of them that they feel. I'm not talking about like ministers. I'm talking about people who go out there and say you're burning in hell and like yell at other people. Those people, there's an evil that they see inside of them that they're so scared of that they feel the need to overcompensate by like telling everyone else you're burning in hell if you don't change your life. So those people are broken. Snack Trash, thank you for the $5 tip on PayPal. Caller hasn't given any specifics or examples. Does he have any, or just baseless attacks? It's, of course, it's baseless attacks. It's nonsense. Anybody who's wagging their finger at somebody else is wasting their time. It's like they're self-reporting, you know? That's never going to get anybody to change or to do anything, right? Like you're tugging yourself off, you know? You're just kind of you're touching yourself like, this feels good. You're not helping anybody. It's not connecting with anybody. It's like they have this weird God complex of themselves that they can help other people some way through berating them and wagging their finger. I don't know about you guys. I've never changed anybody's mind by yelling at them or giving them a hard time. It's always been through love and patience and understanding and letting them express themselves. Antimatter with another $5 super chat. God gave man dominion over the world and animals. God so loved the world, he gave his only son. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, God decided to let me figure it out on my own. The old tug job. Yeah. I don't know. If I believed I was going to heaven and I had it all figured out, I wouldn't be screaming at other people. That's just me, though. What do I know? What do I know?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes.
All right, great. Did you want to respond to what's the latest with Mr. Kirk, or what brings you up here today?
Well, I what happened to Charlie Kirk obviously should have never happened in this country. But it's sad that you got Democrats out there, and I'm not saying you, but they're out there making posts and celebrating and happy with it, and that's wrong. We don't need that in this country if we're trying to come to peace across the line, you know?
I agree with you, but I mean, where were these comments when people were making jokes about Paul Pelosi and almost being murdered?
Guys, wait, let me finish.
Okay.
First of all, we didn't go to the streets rioting and protesting and saying peace, no justice, and all this craziness. We prayed. That's what we did. We go to prayer. And yes, I agree. What happened to Paul Pelosi was wrong, was terrible, and people made their little statements, and I wasn't a part of that. That should have happened to nobody. So, and we all know this is politics. It happens back and forth, but to a point we got to come to that and say, you know, it's enough, and enough is enough about the hate on both sides.
So
you said just a minute ago that we are entitled to our own opinions and our own beliefs, right?
Yes.
So why is it that you attack everybody that comes up here has a different opinion and belief with you? If that is true,
I challenge them.
I
challenge them.
I challenge them. You attack them by talking about their family, their mom and dad. You know how immature that is, right?
Oh, you're talking about the guy? He came up here and is insulting me. If people come up here,
you gotta be the bigger man about it, right? You gotta be bigger about it.
If people come up here and they want to have a decent conversation, which after doing this for years, I can tell instantly, then I am more than happy to just show respect and have a normal conversation. If someone starts insulting me, I can tell instantly they're not serious. And that's the only reason why I engage in that behavior.
Sure, I got you. I mean, I can understand that too. But I think, and I'm trying my best is to work with everybody. I'm not one that's going to go out and point fingers. Because nobody is perfect. Everybody has something going on inside them that all of us could probably use somebody to talk to every once in a while, right?
Yeah, but hold on a second now. Hold on.
To go and continue pointing fingers at everybody is just not helping anything. And don't get me wrong, but for you, for one, are not helping anybody because you're sitting here talking about a man who just died.
No, I'm helping. Trust me.
Was killed, left his kids and a wife. And you said on here how hateful he was.
He was hateful.
No, he was not because
he
the
was
man
a hateful person.
Why?
That's nothing to do with him losing his life.
And had a different opinion than you.
He was a terrible person. He was racist as hell.
Believe that, right?
No, he was racist as hell, man.
No,
and he
was
also,
not.
yes, he was. He said when there's a black pilot, he hopes that person's qualified. That is racist as hell. He told a black woman that black people committed less crime when they were slaves. That is racist as hell, man.
Let me ask you this. You talked earlier about how he couldn't debate anybody. So where were you? Did you ever try to debate him? No, because you did not have the balls. I had
a debate scheduled with him for Sunday the 21st in about a week from now.
Oh, now you can say that because the man is gone, right?
No, yeah. I did. I could show an email if I wanted, but I had a debate. I was one of 20 people that were going to debate him next Sunday. Obviously, that's canceled now, but I was excited to do that.
So why talk down about a man who just lost his life for anybody? Are you going to talk down to Martin Luther King Jr.? Are you saying he died
Martin
for the
Luther
wrong
King
reason?
Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a good man. Charlie Kirk was not a good man. He was a terrible person. No, he's a terrible person. And you teacup, sir. We can't hear you if you're talking. You're out of the app. Oh, there you are. Now you're back.
Martin Luther King Jr. had a past, but then he came to know Christ and did the right thing.
Well, here, hold on. You've dominated this conversation. Hold on. I'm going to take back my conversation here, and I'm going to challenge you. Donald Trump is the president of the United States. He has the biggest microphone, and he said this morning he has no problem with right-wing extremism. He went on TV 2 nights ago.
I watched the whole interview.
He went on TV.
He never said that.
Yes, he did. He says he doesn't think right-wing extremism. He said, I don't have a problem with it when asked about extremists on the right. He said, I don't have a problem with it this morning.
That's a negative. I watched the whole interview.
Right. All right. I'll play a clip in a bit.
Right, so what
that being said, he also put out a video 2 days ago that just pointed out incidents of violence against the right, even though there's been violence against the left. And he said, without a suspect in custody, without knowing the motive, that left-wing ideology, left-wing rhetoric is to blame.
Well, yeah, it is.
Is that appropriate? So you tell me who's causing problems, because you tell me who's causing problems.
Violence every day, dude. Every day.
Give me a break.
Maxine Waters telling people to go after Republicans.
Address my point. Address my point. He's the president of the United States of America.
Hey, you got Congress and senators.
That's why you can't do it. You can't do it.
And so do you, buddy.
You can't do it. Listen, you crashing out. You cannot address my comments.
A wannabe radio host, a wannabe podcast that spreads hate.
Crash
you can
out.
smile what you want because you know I'm
You're
right.
crashing out. There it is.
No, I ain't crashing out.
You are crashing out. So then pause.
I
pause for a moment.
Challenge Ben Shapiro, then, buddy. If you got the balls.
I did. I debated him. I whooped his ass for 15 minutes.
That's what you
Anybody
think.
can go watch it.
You lost and cried with a tail between your legs and you walked away.
I smacked him around for 15 minutes.
See, that's how you
are. Him around
you Democrats talk
minutes.
big but cannot do nothing in face.
No, I did.
Instead, you spread hate and violence.
Right.
Tell people to go fight. You tear up streets and towns. But yet you spread the hate and think what happened to Charlie Kirk was right.
No, Charlie Kirk was a very bad person. He did not deserve to lose his life.
And guess what?
He did not deserve to lose his life.
I'm recording you right now to send to the family to sue you for defamation. Every one of y'all gonna get
defamation.
Every one of y'all gonna get what you deserve. Absolutely, buddy.
What am I gonna get?
For defamation of character.
Oh, they're gonna sue me? Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
Oh,
buddy. It's
boy.
coming, and I don't think you
I'm
have
terrified.
millions of dollars.
By the way, this is America, you jackass. It's free
That's
speech. I
why.
can
It's
say whatever I
defamation
want.
of
You should
character,
support
jackass.
me. You should
I ain't
support me
supporting
being
you.
able to
I
say
don't
this, you
support
moron.
a liar
Do
like
you not
you
understand the
and a
Constitution that
narcissistic
you
fool
live
like
by?
you. Absolutely.
I
but
have a
see,
right to
Democrats
say
don't.
whatever I want, and I think I've been very nice in my
Well, guess
comments.
what? You just did defamation of character on a man who was
Defamation of... You're so
Yeah.
cringe. I'm going to sue you for
I'm
defamation
cringe,
of character.
You're the cringe one. And every one of you
I'm going to sue
Democrats
you.
gonna learn from midterm.
I'm going to sue you for defamation. I'm going to sue you for that disgusting goatee you have in your profile picture. How about them apples?
Why? Because you can't grow one because you ain't man enough, right?
That's right. No, I've got so much
See?
testosterone.
That's
Look how
you
big my
Democrats
forehead
do.
is. Look
You
how big
come
my
and now
forehead is.
attack
That's how
us
much
about how we
testosterone I
like.
have.
Now you come and attack us about how we look, our families and everything.
I am. You deserve to be
Dude,
attacked
you-
for how you look. I'm suing you for that goatee.
Yeah,
Let
I
it be
bet
known
you
right
are.
now.
Sue me for my goatee because you can't
I
grow
will.
one because you don't have. Look
I
at
will
you.
sue you for that goatee.
For everybody to know, this is Democrats' hate.
It is.
They go to talk about you, they downgrade you, and then they want to act like they're so high and mighty. Huh?
I am.
And let me ask you this, dude. Did you serve a country? No, you ain't never served this country.
Wow. I'm serving the country right now by exercising my free
Why?
speech.
Spread and hate? Spread
You're
and hate.
welcome. What
You
hate
didn't
am I
have the
spreading?
balls to serve this
By
country,
saying that
buddy.
Charlie Kirk was racist, that he was a bad person?
that's
How is
hate.
that hateful?
That's hate.
How? I'm just saying my opinion. How is that hate?
That's hate. Because there ain't no proof behind that.
Right.
Only because of your opinion. But
And
if Republicans
it's my
did that
opinion.
because a leader on your side had
It's my
passed away,
opinion.
therefore you'd be attacking MAGA.
Charlie
oh my God,
Kirk.
they're so full of hate.
Charlie Kirk would encourage me to criticize him because he believed in free speech and debate. You don't. You do not
Absolutely.
uphold Charlie Kirk's values. You are the
Why?
opposite of
Because
Charlie
I don't
Kirk.
appreciate the hate that you're putting out.
No. Charlie Kirk would applaud me for expressing myself and engaging in discourse. You seem to disagree with Charlie Kirk and to be the polar opposite of him. Doesn't seem
Because
that
you think
you've
you're man
absorbed
enough
Charlie
on here
Kirk's
because the
lessons.
man is
Perhaps
passed
you
away.
need
If
perhaps
you
you
can
need to
call a
listen to
name
Charlie
and
Kirk
hate
a
on
little more, sir.
That's what you do, sir.
Perhaps
That's what
you need to
do.
listen to Charlie Kirk a little more. Seems
you
like
think
you
you're
missed the
big
message.
To talk crap about somebody who's never is no longer
You
around.
missed Charlie's message, sir.
Nope, I didn't.
You did, because Charlie would
You did,
applaud me
obviously.
for this.
You Democrats have.
Charlie would be smiling down and applauding me for the way I'm
No.
engaging in political discourse.
Absolutely
And you're
not.
trying to curb. You're trying to
Absolutely
cool.
not.
You're
Why,
trying to
by calling
chill
him-
my political
Why? By calling him a racist?
speech.
Really? You think he would applaud to that?
He would love it. He would say,
No,
challenge
he
me.
wouldn't.
He would say, prove it. He would say, show me. He would say, please come to me with your criticism and let's talk about it. He would
yeah,
love
and
it.
you know what the proof is for you?
What?
Because he was speaking the correct things and trying to explain it right. But you spread hatred, you spread racism, and people
do
like
not.
you, that's it, man. Y'all need to grow up and learn. That's what.
Wow. You okay,
Because
buddy? You need a
hate
hug or what's
anybody
going
has
on
a
over
different
there?
opinion or belief than you, and you always will. You always will, because you guys are the hatred of this country.
I'm going to pray for you because you seem upset
Don't
and
pray
angry.
for me, man, because I heard
will.
you talk. You don't believe
gonna
in
pray
God.
for you.
I don't need you to pray. You don't believe in God.
I
or
am
anything.
going to pray for you.
The way you did
can't
this
stop
last
me.
time,
You
whatever,
can't
dude.
stop me from praying for you, and I'm going to do it.
You can pray if you want to. That's fine. I don't.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna pray for you every day too, because you need it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. Say it back.
I love you too, man.
Thank you.
But
Now get the hell out of my life. Alex with the $100 tip. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Said, keep up the good work. Listen, I'm out here in the trenches, man. I love all these guys. I have no hate in my heart for any of my fellow Americans. Some of the Canadians I do. No, I'm kidding. I have no hate for anybody. I feel like a lot of these people are lost and confused, and I just want them to come back to the flock. That's all. But I don't think the Kirk family is going to sue me for defamation for expressing my opinion. A lot of people think Charlie Kirk was racist. It doesn't mean he deserved what happened to him. I would never wish that because it's an attack on our democracy. It's horrific. Absolutely horrific. And I'm not happy about it. I don't celebrate it, and I don't think anyone else should. But it doesn't mean we can't point out what Charlie was, and he was a very hateful person, and a lot of people are trying to pretend that he was just having discourse. Well, going to college campuses and lining up 19-year-olds who don't know what they're talking about so you can farm clips for YouTube to promote your right-wing ideology, it's not discourse. He never gave a shit what those people had to say. He never cared what his debate opponents were saying or believed. He was just there to farm clips and to own the libs. That's it. That's not respect. That's not having discourse. Having discourse is a conversation where you respect the other side and you can listen and you can take things from them. He was never interested in that at all. And as soon as he started talking to some adults or people that had a clue, he got his ass kicked. And that's what we saw the last year as clips went around. Even Nick Fuentes was saying the right's not doing so well on the debate stage. And he was talking about people like Charlie Kirk getting owned. So please do not try to whitewash what Charlie Kirk was saying. You know what I mean? This is a not a great person, man. I also got $5 super chat from Fish Trucker. Thank you, Fish Trucker. Word from the Dyson hand dryer at truck stop. This man needs to pray more. Good one. Good one. Yeah, my air conditioner, it beeps a couple times a day, and I can tell that it's trying to talk to me. Bretta, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. She said, please tell guests that as a Christian myself, the left is more Christ-like, feeding the hungry, less hatred, etc. You're talking about the Bible thumper from a minute ago. Yeah, I hear you. I do think the left, I think there's a lot of faux concern and people pretending to give a damn over on the right when they want to like throw their fellow man out of their country. You know, it's crazy. Babe Girl, thanks for the hand hearts. And Lathan, thank you for the gift. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Thanks for all the follows. We're almost up to 100 followers for the day so far in an hour, so that's great. Thank you guys. I do this Monday through Friday. I love talking politics, and I love hanging out with people that want to move this country in the right direction. So I appreciate all you guys. I try to read as many of your comments as possible, but they fly by. But it's nice to have this community. So make sure you follow if you're not already, so you don't miss any of my lives. And if you do miss any of my debates, you can always catch the VODs on Twitch and YouTube, where I stream at the same time as TikTok. There are links in my bio to my Twitch and my YouTube. You are the worst direction, says somebody in my chat. Okay. I think Charlie would celebrate what I do. I think he would appreciate it. In fact, like I said, I was scheduled to debate him next Sunday. Me and 19 other people were going to encircle him, and he was going to take us on. And I think we would have roughed him up. I was very much excited for him. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen now. But, you know, I applaud Charlie for signing up for something like that. And I do respect what Charlie did with going to college campuses, and I think the left learned a lot of valuable lessons from that. And I hope we engage like he did on college campuses, obviously with a different approach. But, you know, we need cool stuff for young people. Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother? A lot of Jesus talk, a lot of I love yous, a lot of screaming and crashing out and hugs right before people get kicked out.
Trying to spread the love here. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, it's a shame. Obviously, you didn't think Charlie was a good, high quality person, good person, whatever. But it's a shame what happened to him. I didn't know what happened to Paul Pelosi. But whatever happened,
Is that really? You didn't follow that story at all?
No. That
was a huge story.
No,
that was from 2022, I believe that happened.
Oh,
it was
okay.
a huge story.
Yeah, during 2000 to 2000, what was it? 2020 to 2024. I just stayed out of politics. It was chaotic.
Well, I mean, you can look into it, but basically a guy broke into Nancy Pelosi's house and her husband was sleeping. She wasn't there. And he demanded to know where she was, and he basically was there to end his life. And then when the police, somehow Paul Pelosi was able to get into the bathroom and call the police, and they went downstairs, answered the door. The guy in front of the cops, he swung a hammer at his head and hit him twice in the head, trying to end his life. And the problem is that a lot of people on the right were joking that it was his gay lover and that it wasn't an attack. It was just two guys fighting, but that's total nonsense.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's radicals on both sides that make us all look bad, you know. And I'm sure you don't appreciate all the videos of people celebrating Charlie Kirk, although you probably, you know, didn't think much about it.
No, I condemn all that. I don't think anyone should be celebrating his demise, not because of how they feel about him, but because it was an attack on our democracy and our free speech, and I think it's it hurts us all. So nobody should celebrate that. But here's my question for you. Donald Trump you say both sides, but Donald Trump just this morning, he said that he doesn't care about right-wing extremists. He thinks the problem's all on the left. And he said that in that video 2 days ago that he put out online as well.
He's wrong.
I understand. I appreciate you saying that, Never Woke, but the problem is he's the president, and he's the person that you elected, you know, knowing damn well his personality and how his position. He was never going to be a both sides guy.
Yeah, you know, this last election, it was like, you know, which bad party am I going to vote for? Like the party that are neocon, horrible, warmongering people that are still the deep state, which is the Republican Party, or, you know, the Democrats.
What about Trump himself?
Pretty much have had Joe Biden in there that is just, you know, cognitively not there, and then they throw Kamala Harris in there. What's the best option here? So, like, we went with Donald Trump, not just me, but, like, you know, the freaking popular vote, because he was the sure option based on the first term. Is he perfect? No. And I do wish that Donald Trump would unite the country. I think, you know, him just continuing to kind of poke at the Democrats and owning the libs, we see repercussion like what we saw in Utah State. Like, it's very unfortunate that radicalism is coming to the surface, not just on the left, but also on the right. I was, you know, at Disney World the other day walking in. Whenever I found out about Charlie Kirk, I was approached by two obviously extreme, you know, MAGA Republicans who are encouraging me to rise up and, like, let's fight. And I'm thinking, what the heck are these people talking about? You know, I think a majority of us just vote based on our different values and different principles. We're normal, ordinary people. And as mentioned, it only takes one person to make us all look bad. And unfortunately, it's more than one person on both sides. So that's the world we live in, man.
Listen, I appreciate what you're saying, and I think that's the normal response, and it just blows my mind that Trump cannot have what is considered a normal response. He's the president of the United States. He's the president for all of us, and it was just such an easy opportunity to say, hey, this has gotten out of control. We don't know why this person did what they did, but it's happened, and I think we need to lower the temperature. And he chose not to do that. He chose to go the exact opposite direction.
I honestly don't even think, like, even if he were to use that rhetoric, it would solve anything, because there's so many Democrats that just have Trump derangement syndrome. And it's like, at this point, like, what's the point? Like, you know, owning the libs is exactly what got him in office. And it's always been like, he might not be the best person. Obviously, he has major, like, character problems, but, like, he is the best marketer, and, like, marketing is what got him the president of the United States. It's everyone is talking about Donald Trump, and how you do it is you poke at the Democrats, and, you know, 2016, both sides can't just stop talking about him. And since then, we're still talking about Donald Trump. He is the marketing genius, and all he does.
He's the only reason we're talking about him is that he's the president.
Poke at the bear.
I get that, but the campaign's over. It's time to lead. It's time to be the president of the United States.
I agree with you.
He ran for a job, and he's not doing his job.
Yeah, I agree. We should, if he's not going to do it, we should just call for unity. And you know, that's why I enjoy these conversations where, you know, I voted for Donald Trump. I don't see eye to eye with him, you know, but
Never Woke, you and I have talked a few times now, and it's like these I don't see eye to eyes are starting to stack up, man.
Yeah, well, I might be, you know, disagreement with the Republican Party, but I'm, like, way disagreement with the Democrat Party. So, like, what's the option here?
Well, look, like, how the Democrats have. Wait a sec. Look how the Democrats have responded to this incident. I understand you say that there's some people out there putting out videos and stuff, but these are not our leaders. These are randoms. They could even be Russian bots. Who knows who the hell these people are? But the leaders, our leaders, have, I think, handled this very well, and I would hope you would agree as well. I mean, do you have any criticism of Democratic leaders out there?
No. Thank God. And honestly, like
No
I give
criticism of
respect
Democratic
to
leaders.
people on both sides who do good, you know. And I mean, honestly, Donald Trump, you know, has done a great job, like, you know, giving his respects to Charlie Kirk.
To Charlie, sure, but I mean that's easy. I mean, the job of the president.
Well, it's easy for the Democrats too. It should be easy for everyone.
Yeah, but they are.
I think people, again, I'm talking about the leaders. I know there's always going to be bad actors out there, but the leaders
Trump went
have
out and
all
just
said
pointed
and
fingers
condemned this violence. Even if
before
we don't
anybody
like
knew
Charlie
anything.
Kirk, and obviously I've
And we
got my
still don't.
disagreements with him, I still condemn what happened to him because I see how it's an attack on my democracy and my politics and my world. I don't like that. So I'm just saying that Trump has failed miserably.
I could use the same. Sorry for cutting you off. I could use the same argument in 2020, and this is why I got, you know, like politics fatigue, and I just turned it off for 4 years. Where like Black Lives Matter was going city to city, burning everything to the ground, and the Democrat leaders collectively, as far as I'm concerned, I didn't really see a handful. I didn't see anyone. I'm sure there was some, but there was a handful of Democrat leaders saying, hey, this is our time to rise up and fight for democracy, as if they were approving Black Lives Matter. And it wasn't just peaceful protests. I go to peaceful protests, Democrat protests, you know, all the time. This is probably going to be my 20th Democrat protest where I go in and try to have civil conversations with people. It is not civil. Like I've never seen Black Lives Matter, you know, in live, but like when I see what happened in LA or when I see what happened in 2020 and Democrats celebrating it, it doesn't seem like the leaders are supportive of, you know, people backing off. It seems like they're supportive of the idea of people looting, rioting, flipping cars, burning cars, people
examples.
getting in danger. So yeah, maybe in the Charlie Kirk topic, they did a good job, but in other topics, they're failing.
Well, I disagree. I don't think our leaders were encouraging rioting or violence during those protests. I went to 4 BLM protests myself, and I didn't see anything
Me
like
too.
that. But I mean, did you see these people burning stuff?
The
and
one,
rioting?
the one,
I didn't see that.
The one Black Lives Matter protest I went to in Dallas, I did not see it.
Okay,
so I haven't seen it firsthand, but I have seen, and unfortunately, it's just clips. I haven't seen the full videos of Democrat leaders calling for more violence. That there should be civil unrest in the streets until, you know, we get our democracy back. Yada yada.
Okay,
but those are clips once again, and I haven't seen the full context. So.
Well, civil unrest can be sitting down in the street. It doesn't mean burning cars and buildings. But, I mean, it's hard to talk about BLM this 5 years ago, and people were upset. But to me, that was more than just, you know, the difference between BLM and Charlie Kirk is that Charlie Kirk is like an isolated incident. Unless you think that conservatives are constantly being harassed on a lesser level and being attacked, whereas that's what the outrage was with BLM, is that this was the tip of the iceberg. They finally took this man's life, but certain communities are policed in a way that where they're harassed nonstop, and that's what the outrage was. And I think that's different than Charlie Kirk. Like, there isn't low-level violence against conservatives constantly.
Yeah, but if we keep trying to like despise white people, what's going to happen is you're going to see the extreme, you know, radical white groups emerge and start doing their own little version of similar to Black Lives Matter. It's going to be like White Lives Matter. And instead of, you know, burning buildings to the ground, we're attacking people. And it's like, dude, extremists on both sides is the threat of America. I know a majority of people that vote are good people. We just see differently. God made us all different, okay? But it's the radicals on both sides that are the problem. And the more you kind of demonize one group and we just stay divided instead of united, unfortunately, more and more people become radical. And then you see all these different organizations that create violence. And then unfortunately, you got politicians on both sides that are encouraging it. Because that's ultimately what keeps them in power, is if they have chaos. Dude, if we had a good family, a lot of money, a stable city, you know, a safe city, a stable job, we wouldn't need the government. But it seems like the government, and I hate to be this way, but specifically the Democrats, they prey on chaos and crime. And as a result, everyone's dysfunction, and who are we relying on? We have to rely on the government. It keeps them in power. And I know you're sitting there laughing, but like that's how I see the Democrats. I don't think the Republicans are perfect. They're far from it. There's a lot that I despise about the Republicans, but the Democrats are way worse.
To say Democrats pray and encourage violence and disruption, that's just not true at all.
Well, why is it Brandon Johnson wanting to work with Donald Trump? Like
because
now,
Trump doesn't want to work with him.
Okay, and I get it. We both sides gotta like figure out how to work together because now.
Well, but here's where I disagree.
Go ahead.
No, here's where I disagree. Trump is the president of the United States of America. People treat him like he's just some random guy. That's just not right. He is the leader of America. People look to him for guidance on how to act, and so there's a responsibility that comes with that, and he is failing us miserably. So you say that it's on us.
I understand, but Donald Trump is a president, not a king, and presidents have to comply with Congress, not just on the federal level, but the state level. Even as far as down as mayors of major cities like Brandon Johnson in Chicago. But instead of them wanting to work together, Donald Trump feels obligated with the executive branch to overstep his boundary, because I know that's what he's doing, trying to bring in the military in cities like that, or at least threatening to do it. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do it. So all the people in Chicago are going to fight for the. Yeah, that's just politics. But like, why can't we just work together?
Well, but here's the thing, like Trump is not actually trying to help the people of Chicago, because Chicago's not even in the top 10 most violent cities in America. So it's just all politics. It's all a smokescreen to avoid solving real problems. He's failed to bring down the grocery store prices. He's failed to stop the Ukraine war. He won't release the Epstein files. And so it's all a smokescreen to avoid being held accountable.
Let's go back to the original argument that Democrats thrive on chaos, because the Republicans, from the interview this morning, Donald Trump is now going to send the military with the approval of the governor of Tennessee into Memphis, Tennessee, which is extremely dangerous. So now we're getting state level Republicans wanting to work with Donald Trump to not thrive and keep their control around crime-ridden cities.
And by the way, that's a Democratic mayor. That's a Democratic mayor in Tennessee.
Okay, good for him
Memphis.
then. Good for him. Yeah. Whoa, Democratic mayor from Memphis.
Yes.
Okay, but I was talking about the governor of
I understand
Tennessee,
the governor's Republican, but the mayor
I don't
of
think you
Tennessee,
need the approval of the mayor of the city.
No, but my point is the mayor is welcoming it as well.
Okay, well that's good. Like, once again, like if that's true, which I didn't do my research, I'm just going based on what you're saying, then that's great. And that's what we need more of. We do not need chaos and crime and craziness, which makes our whole families and me as an individual just dysfunctional, where we're just relying on the government. And it just seems like that's what the government wants. And ultimately, that's what the Democrats want.
I'm just saying, and you can disagree with me, but I think that chaos is coming straight from Donald Trump and the Republican Party. You seem to disagree with me, but I think his role carries much more weight than any of these other players, and it feels like you're dismissing that a bit. I just think
I'm not dismissing it. I'm not dismissing it. Matter of fact, I'm not disagreeing with you. I wish his verbiage is more of like, let's unite, America, as opposed to let's keep owning the libs. But the Democrats have become an extreme pain, in his behind, unfortunately, where like that's where we're at.
But they wouldn't do that if he wasn't such a problem,
That's not true. He wouldn't be president if he wasn't a problem. He wouldn't be take for example, here's an example of how our minds work. And this is the art of marketing. Okay. We are driving on a highway and we see the sunset, perfect scenery, and we never slow down to look for it. But what we do slow down to look for is the crazy wreck. And it might be something as small as a fender bender. We're all going to slow down and look at it. Our minds are more focused on negativity than positivity. So Donald Trump winning the popular vote in 2024, it was because he was out there marketing like a pro, and unfortunately, he's doing it in a way that is creating division, and I wish he didn't do that. But like that's where we're at today.
Well, I understand. I understand your point about the popular vote, but I just want to say briefly that he got less than 50% of the votes cast in the 2024 election. Let's not act like he got 60, 70% of the votes in the election. He got 49.9% of the votes. More people voted for someone other than Trump in November than for him.
Okay, well, he wouldn't have, long story short, he wouldn't have been president in 2016, an outsider, and in 2024, by the popular vote, regardless of the margins or the percentage, if it wasn't for him understanding marketing.
I understand. I agree. He was a brilliant marketer, and he did an amazing job winning. Now he's got the job, and he's failing miserably at the job.
And I'm calling for unity.
I'm calling for unity. You shouldn't have to do that. It shouldn't be on you and I. He's the president of the United States. He needs to step up to the plate.
It should be on you and I. And
unfortunately, that's where we disagree. Because
you trust
I don't
the
think
government,
you and I
I
have
don't.
that responsibility.
No, it's not trust about
the
government.
No, it's about who's got the spotlight on them, and he chose that position, and he needs to step up. You and I don't need to. We're just random citizens. We may have a platform, we may have some influence, but you and I are nothing compared to him, and he knows that.
Okay, first off, I don't trust the government, and it seems like you trust at least the Democrat Party, and that's where we mostly disagree. I don't think we should trust the government. Matter of fact, me as a mostly libertarian that sides with the Republicans on some topics, the whole reason why I voted for Donald Trump is because he was using the language of let's not trust the government. We need smaller government, and we're going to cut a lot of these departments. And there's some stuff that he did really good with, and there's some more stuff that I wish he could do better. But at the end of the day, a lot of us should not trust the government. And I think the violence that you're wanting to solve, like gun reform, I don't know if I could use that word, pew reform. At the end of the day, that sounds good in theory, but I don't trust the government to give them all my pews, for example. I'm not trying to pivot, but I'm just saying, do not trust the government.
I believe you, but here's the problem. You trust the government every single day, thousands of times, with decisions you make. So you say you don't trust them with some of the things they're saying, but you trust them every single day with your actions.
Give me an example.
The water you drink, the roads you drive, the planes you fly on, the platforms you use. You trust them every single day.
Yeah, but a lot of those things would be more efficient and effective if it was replaced by organizations, churches, and nonprofits. I'm sorry, but it's true. We're $37 trillion in debt because the government's trying to play God, and we're trying to overextend ourselves, solving all the world's problems, and we're average in almost every category in the United States of America. And we're the greatest country in the world. We're doing a great job, but unfortunately, we suck in a lot of areas, and we're failing in a lot of areas because we're overextended in the government. And how long is this going to last, bro? You're the economic guru who knows everything about, the Bureau of Labor Statistics and all these inflation. You tell me, how long will it take until America goes bankrupt?
We are doing very well. The problem is the distribution of the wealth. The sharing of it is a very big problem right now. And Democrats are the only party that's fighting to share more of the wealth and spread it more evenly. Republicans are allowing it to be consolidated.
Yeah, because you trust the Democrat. Let's tax the rich, give it to the Democrat Party because we trust the government to actually disperse it in a good and effective way. It's not going to work.
It will work because I saw the Democrats do it in Biden's administration when they passed legislation without a single Republican that spread the wealth and brought children out of poverty.
And then we had the Department of Government Efficiency go in there and audit, and we realized we're giving $20 million to condoms in Gaza.
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
$50 million to
that was disproven. Elon Musk spread nonsense about sending $50 million in condoms to Gaza. He misread. It was the region of Gaza and Mozambique, and it was for family health planning. I encourage you to check it out. But
okay,
even
cool.
if
you're telling me that every single penny is going exactly where it's supposed to go, and well, that's what I'm saying.
I accept some level of corruption. I accept some level of corruption. Just like Charlie Kirk said, we must accept some level of violence.
What percentage?
To preserve our Second Amendment.
If 10 is the highest, if 10 is the highest corruption we could ever go, and 1 is the non, where are we at on government corruption concerning spending, where our money goes with the government?
I don't know. I'd have no clue, but I say I accept some level of corruption and money being misused.
3 or 2 or what?
Sure, I'd go higher if it helped more people. I accept some level of corruption if it were a fair distribution of the money. And I have trust in the Democratic Party that they will redistribute the money through policy in a bipartisan way, by the way, getting Republicans on board.
if your belief is 50% of the money collected is going to something that's inefficient, why would we tax the rich and give more money to the government?
Because I don't think we're anywhere near that. I think the majority of our
Then tell
money is
me,
spent on
what do you
efficient
assume?
things.
What do you assume? 20%? 20%? 30% is
I have
inefficient?
no idea. I'm
Wow,
willing
you
to
trust
bet.
the government way more than me, bud. This is exactly why I'll never give up my Second Amendment. And then it's unfortunate because we have school pew-pews all the time. Charlie Kirk, what happened to Charlie Kirk? Like, we need a solution, like a for real solution. But at the end of the day, while the Democrats are calling for pew-pew reform, that will never happen because the majority of people are like me. Why would I give the government enough power where I trust them to hand over this stuff? That does not make sense. That does not make sense.
It does make sense. They're the only people I trust. I don't trust nonprofits and
my
churches.
gosh, dude.
No, I don't. I think they're way worse than the government. The government is actually accountable in some way. We can vote them out. We can hold them criminally liable. But when it comes to these nonprofits and churches, they get away with anything, man. Like the Catholic Church has like $1 trillion.
I agree with you. But I think on a local level, you're more in tune with the actual specific problems locally. And if I were to reduce my taxes, not give so much to the federal government, state government, and I were to give locally to a homeless shelter or whatever, I know like that person running it seems to be more effective. Why would I give it to, Donald Trump and the government as opposed to, Mr. So-and-so around the corner who's helping out locally?
What if you could give it to a group that is able to look at what homeless shelters are doing all across the nation, thousands of homeless shelters, and provide best practices to make the most use of that money?
Why can't they create an e-course to create knowledge for the people running it locally? Like, why is it like I have to give it directly to the government and then they disperse it, and I just assume that they're going to do it in an efficient, effective way, which I know they're not. I know they're not.
Here's the other thing is we don't want everything to be for profit and put it into the private sector. Even the nonprofit sector can still be like for profit with the people getting paid.
Yeah, you need people to run organizations. I get that. But I would rather give it to an actual organizer as opposed to a politician who takes the money, says he's going to go do something noble with the cause, and then he's just out there whining and dining. And then you're out there calling for more taxes, raise taxes. Doesn't make sense.
I agree that happens, but I don't know if you've ever worked in government. I have. Most people working in government are trying their best, and we hear about the worst examples and bad actors, but the vast majority of people working in government are good, decent people who are just trying to work. For example, we know very few of the members of Congress. There's 435 members in the House of Representatives. Very few of them go on TV or are talked about in the news, but the rest of them are head down, working with their colleagues, solving problems, and we never hear about those people. So you have a very cynical view of government, which I'm not going to challenge why you have that. You're justified in that, but I would encourage you to get more involved in local government and see for yourself that these are decent people. I'm willing to bet that your mind will change once you're a little more involved.
Well, go back to Brandon Johnson. There's a difference from someone being an ethical, noble, good person as opposed to an effective, efficient person. I've studied Brandon Johnson. There's nothing that I see that he's intentionally trying to be corrupt, but there's a lot of inconsistencies with his capability based on his credit card debt from him as a person, how he's spending money in campaigns. He's one example of many examples of someone that I feel like he had good intentions getting into local government, but unfortunately now, fast forward to, I guess, like a month ago, he's now calling for, tax the rich because he doesn't see how Chicago is going to be able to get out of their financial hellhole, because that's what it's turned into. Like the dude just doesn't know how to run a city.
But as wealth continues to get consolidated into very few hands, I think we do have to explore taxing the rich. But here's the thing:
that's not the answer, bud. It's not the answer.
It is. No,
Brandon
it is.
Johnson.
100%.
I don't know how long Brandon Johnson's been there. Let's say 4 years, 5 years, or 6 years, whatever. It's tanking, and now he's calling for taxing the rich. And then you got Zoran Madani, who's given this great message. Talk about a great marketer. Like the
He's
dude is a
great.
marketing guru,
Yeah.
but he is like a plant. The dude grew up in wealth. Like his mom had a $1.9 million home in Manhattan, living from Uganda. They moved over here. He lived in a very prestigious area, went to a great college, paid cash, and now he's playing this role of
So he's a
like,
class
we need
traitor.
to tax
That's
the rich.
good. We
He
need
is the
those
rich.
people.
Why isn't he giving his money? But the thing
think
about
about
it is,
that.
he doesn't want to give his money because he wants to get married. So he goes back to Uganda, spends millions of dollars on his own wedding. And then it goes back to like, it's not just him, but Tucker Carlson even confronted Mark Cuban live at some like event. We should give more money to Ukraine. Well, why don't you give $1 billion to Ukraine? You're a multi-billionaire. And then Mark Cuban didn't know what to say. Like these guys could willingly give more money, but they don't want to.
Of course they're not going to. But they say, tax me, tax the hell out of me. I want me and everyone else taxed. So listen, when AI over the next like 2 years starts eliminating entry-level white-collar jobs and we see 10 to 20% unemployment, you will join me on the side of taxing the rich and these giant corporations. Trust me, it's coming.
That's going to be a huge problem. That's going to be a huge problem. And I think it's a lot sooner than what you think. I think we're 10 years out and it's going to be
10
mass.
years? I think we're 2 years out. I think the 2028 election could be about mass unemployment due to AI. That's how close I think it is. And I think you'll be much closer to my position when we get there because of that.
If that happens, we're screwed because you will be relying on the government and telling, like we got to start taxing the rich. The rich are smart, dude. Like if we're increasing them 10, 20, 15%, they're going to move somewhere else, bro.
No, they won't.
And oh my gosh. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they
They're
will.
not
Of course
going
they
anywhere.
will.
No, they won't. They're not going anywhere. They are so rich that it doesn't matter how much you tax them. They're not going anywhere. There's nowhere else like America, man. What, are they going to go live in France or something? Come on. Where are they going to go? No
somewhere
way.
and then come back to visit.
Nope, they're staying right
You
here.
don't think they're going to visit? You don't think they have the capability of just flying back and
And if
forth
they
with
leave-
a private jet to visit?
We're gonna give them that old Benedict
We're
Arnold
gonna go
tax
get
if
them.
they leave.
Let's go get them. Let's go get their money. Trust
They'll-
the government.
I do trust the government.
I don't trust the government. I voted for Donald Trump.
You
I don't
should.
trust Donald Trump. You should not trust Kamala Harris. You should not trust Joe Biden, dude. Like the government is inefficient. And if you trust one politician, that's fine. But the truth is, there are politicians out there that are surrounded by compromised individuals. Super PACs are buying people left and right. It's no longer about me and you, buddy. Like seriously, it's who's the highest donor. JD Vance, someone I strongly admire, and I really appreciate what he's trying to do. He raised $72 million for his Senate campaign in Ohio. $15 million came from Peter Thiel. So all I see in that moment is when major decisions are being decided, JD Vance isn't thinking what's best for my constituents. They're thinking what's best for Peter Thiel and his donors. And it's not just the Republican Party. It's both sides, buddy. It is.
Hold
It's
on.
both sides.
I'm gonna have to get someone else up here in a minute, but I always appreciate this conversation. But I have to ask you, you rock the MAGA hat. And that is a certain symbol that says Donald Trump is right about everything, and I support Donald Trump. I'm sorry, but when you rock that MAGA hat, nobody's looking at you like, you know what, that guy probably disagrees with Trump on a lot of stuff and doesn't think the government is trustworthy. And so, but you wearing that hat encourages this sort of cult-like behavior that people have towards Donald Trump. So how do you explain that?
How would I explain that is if we didn't have a conversation like we're having right now, you would go on and continue to believe that MAGA is complete horrible cultish people. J6 is the majority of our party, when a majority of us are normal, and we need open conversations to realize that we're actually ordinary people and we have a lot more in common than you realize. Dude, if these guys had a conversation in Utah State, what happened to Charlie Kirk would have never happened. But unfortunately, that kid listened to more crazy liberals thinking it's the end of democracy. And as a result, we have to take out people like Charlie Kirk.
How do you know that? We don't know that. We have no, you cannot say that with confidence. We have no idea what his motivation was.
It's my assumption, the same way that you just assumed that I think Donald Trump's right about everything. He's not.
Well, but he has a hat that says Trump was right about everything that he sells.
And I don't own that hat because I don't agree with it.
Okay, but he sells a hat. He sells a hat that says that. So that's a lot different than.
If he has a hat that says "Don't trust the Democrats," I would buy it.
Okay, but I don't think I think it's a bit reckless to say, and you're feeding into what he's doing. If I don't, not to give you a hard time, but this is exactly what Trump is doing. He is jumping to conclusions, and in order to push a narrative. We have no idea why this kid what he did. In fact, we have a little bit of evidence that came out today with messages he wrote on bullet casings. And on one, he wrote, "Catch this, fascist." And you would say, okay, then he's on the left. He must think Charlie Kirk's fascist. But then there was another one that says, "If you're reading this, you're gay, LaMayo." That's not what somebody on the left would write. So
yeah, but dude, like I grew up by Democrats, and like 2 of my great grandfathers fought in the Civil War for slavery. I was related to one of the biggest slave owners in the entire world. My owner, listen to me, he was one of the biggest slave owners in America. My uncle was on the front page paper protesting the Little Rock Nine, and we were all Democrats. Racist to the core. I heard the N-word more than any other word in my grandma's house, dude. So like you can't say like the Democrat Party is complete, perfect group of people anyway. At the end of the day,
talking about before
we should
the
trust the
political
government,
realignment
and we
of
should
the-
work
of the
together
50s
more,
and
and we should cut more
60s.
departments because there's more good people that are civilians
Southern
and
Dixiecrats
citizens as opposed to what's going on in Washington D.C.
Becoming Republicans.
Well, we'll have to continue that another day because I think there's a lot more to discuss there. But I'll agree to
I'll drop
disagree
down.
for now.
I'll drop down, but are you going to tell me you love me like you did the last guy, or no? Is that too weird?
Well, that guy did it because he was screaming at me, and I thought it'd be funny to have him say "I love you." But I'm perfectly comfortable in my
love you,
masculinity
buddy.
to say "I love you, brother."
I love
Please
you.
say it back.
You're a Democrat. I love you. Group
I
hugs,
love you
all
as
right?
my fellow American and as
Yeah.
a fellow human on this planet.
Yeah. God bless you guys, man. You'll have a great day. Talk soon.
Hi, buddy.
Later.
Never woke. He said he voted for Democrats in the past and he just switched for Trump, but I had to confront him on the MAGA hat, but he's trying to say, no, the MAGA hat doesn't represent what you think it does. And okay, he's got a lot of work to do then to convince people of that, because I disagree. I think the MAGA hat represents Trump was right about everything. All right. I got some super chats here and stuff. So Allie sent me a Venmo, $10. Thank you, Allie. Thank you for keep showing up for us. I had fun on your Twitch stream last night. Happy Friday. Thank you, Allie. I appreciate you. I'm thrilled that you came over to Twitch. I encourage all you guys. I bring up a lot of Republicans here because I want to debate. But if you want to hang out with a bunch of libs in an echo chamber and talk some shit, come hang out on Twitch and YouTube in the evening where I stream exclusively at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's total echo chamber and we have a blast. Mark, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Said, what about Jan 6th? Yeah, exactly. Jan 6th, man. People want to forget about that. Zach, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. Sending the National Guard to cities isn't a solution to crime or anything, even if it temporarily stops violence and disorder. It does nothing to fix the problems long term. I agree. Invest in social services. I don't know why the mayor of Memphis is welcoming Trump sending the National Guard. I think it's so they can work with him and actually make use of it. And it doesn't help to inflame tensions by trying to fight him, I guess. But, it's a red state, and we'll see how that works out. Different leaders on both sides are trying to work with Trump in different ways, so we'll see. And Joe, thank you for the $1 on Cash App. He's more Kool-Aid than sanity. Well, I do think my buddy Never Woke has fallen victim to some of the rhetoric on the right and the misinformation, and we're going to try to get him back. I keep telling him that. We're going to try to get him back. Feisty, thank you for the $5 super chat. Approached at Disney. He was probably rocking a MAGA hat or something. I don't know. He's got a couple 100,000 followers here, so maybe he got recognized. I don't know.
This is a fun boss here.
Antimatter with the $5 super chat. Either this moderate finds his way to the Democrats or he becomes brain broken on Facebook memes made by the Kremlin. That's why I was telling him, hey, I think by 2028 you're going to be on my side because of what is happening with AI and unemployment, and we're going to need the government to get us the hell out of this mess when we have 10% unemployment in America.
Why is it not cursing
Privates, nonprofit and churches aren't going to fix that. Another $5 from Antimatter said, I love toll roads so much. Stop 10 minutes to pay every day. Taxing for those is definitely not as efficient. We definitely need to go after the people that have the majority of the money, right? Which is fewer and fewer people now. So I think more people are going to embrace increasing taxes on the haves and not going after the have-nots at the bottom. Demetrice Smith, thank you for becoming a member on YouTube. I appreciate that support. And finally, Sophia with a $5 super chat. Last one said, well, turns out Tyler Robinson, the guy that unalived Charlie Kirk, was a registered Republican and donated $224.48 to Trump in 2020. The irony. I don't know if that's true, Sophia. I've seen some rumors of that. I haven't seen any evidence of his party registration or donations to Trump. I'll take your word for it, and we'll keep looking into it. But you know, sometimes it can be someone else with the same name in the same area. You never know, but I would believe it. I mean, it's a very conservative area that he's from, and there are people on the right that have become disillusioned with Trump for whatever reason. Look at the guy Thomas Crooks, who tried to take Trump's life in July of last year in Butler, Pennsylvania. He was a registered Republican. And the guy who stuck his rifle through a fence at a golf course while Trump was playing, that guy voted for Trump in 2016, if I recall. So it's not always who you think it is when it comes to these people that are committing these acts of violence. Thank you guys for all the likes, by the way. We're almost up to 90,000, and I appreciate all the follows as well. I do this Monday through Friday, so make sure you follow. Let's see if I can get somebody else up here. I have no idea what order you guys requested in, so I apologize if I bring somebody up who requested after you. But I bet a lot of these people aren't here anymore, so we'll probably get through these quickly. Hey, can you hear me?
Fuck. Where's the video I was just watching? There we go.
Well, okay. We all condemn it. I mean, it's a attack on our democracy and freedom of speech.
There were some on the other side that were celebrating.
On the
and
left?
That's very sickening. Yes.
Yeah, I think anytime people celebrate violence,
they were happy
should be condemned.
And celebrating.
Okay, but those are bad people. I mean, I could easily condemn them too. I don't think it's anything profound.
Why are some people supporting it?
So, first of all, we don't even know who those people are. They could be robots. They could be in Moscow. Who knows? There's nobody prominent on the left.
They're here in America.
Well, we don't know that. How do you know that?
Because
the greater ones are cheaper.
Some people that are sick and need help.
So when Paul Pelosi was attacked in his house, we had people on the right making jokes, including Donald Trump Jr.
No.
I haven't seen. Oh no, Donald Trump Jr. didn't make jokes about it?
We weren't making jokes.
Sure. So last year, Donald Trump Jr. posted his Halloween costume as a hammer and a pair of tidy whities. That's not making fun of Paul Pelosi?
No.
Oh. So what was that Halloween costume? I'm not familiar with the underwear and hammer costume. What do you think he was dressing up as for Halloween?
I don't know.
I'll post it right away.
What? You're waiting for something?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to make some sense. Right now, you're just talking nonsense.
No.
You're too old.
You
sound too grown of a man to say.
No, you are, because you're supporting the unaliving.
You sound too grown of a man, too mature to be.
You're
in
damn
response
right
to
I'm
my
mature,
criticism.
and you're immature.
Right. So you refuse to accept that Donald Trump Jr., a grown man, was making fun of Paul Pelosi for almost being unalived by a guy who broke into his house.
You're celebrating the unaliving of Charlie Kirk.
I'm not. I've condemned it from the second I found out about it. I've said this is horrible.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
You're a liar. Sit here on your TikTok account
Yeah, and do what?
And make jokes about things that happen.
I haven't made any jokes.
Yeah, you're sick.
We now have their trail. Move
That's what your mom said last night when I put my finger in a place she didn't appreciate.
See, there you go. You're sick.
Well, that happened.
No. See, now you go with the mom jokes
That's right.
to cover up your bullshit.
Your mom was pretty sick last night, what she was asking me to do.
See, Republicans don't do that.
Don't do what?
They don't make sick jokes.
That was your mom,
Sick
not
and
me.
perverted jokes.
I didn't do anything.
You're a sick fucking pervert.
Wow. Hey, man.
Talking about my fucking mom like that?
Yeah, what about it? She's a hot grown woman.
You
to
don't
do what
see
she
me
wants.
talking shit about your mom.
That's because you don't have game like I do. I don't think you could score
Oh
with
yeah,
my mom.
I got lots of game.
I don't think you could score with my mom.
You're fucking nasty, dude.
That's what I told your mom last night.
No.
She giggled.
No.
Yes, she did.
You know what happened? Your dad's cock fell off when it came out of your fucking mom.
Good one. That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Good one. All right.
Why am I not attacking? Jesus Christ.
Let's see if we have anyone with intelligence. Let's see if there's any intelligent life out there. Let's try again. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you vote for
man?
Donald Trump?
Nah, actually, I didn't get to vote at all within these past few years.
Why did you not get to vote?
I'm gonna say, in my honest opinion, I had a good upbringing growing up, and I've seen and heard a lot of things in my life growing up.
What does that have to do with you not voting? Why did you not vote the last couple years? You don't have
I don't know. I think
so then
things
why
are too chaotic.
Why should we give a damn what you have to say if you couldn't even be bothered to vote last year? Why should anyone care what you have to say about this subject?
Bro, they're not sending their best today.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Did you want to respond to anything you've heard on the live, or are you just jumping up here?
Well, I'm not affiliated with Democrats or Republicans, and, that's just how I am. But I just wanted to, ask, some simple questions, and maybe you can give some answers.
Okay.
So, the bullets that were, or I should say the shell casings that were involved in the Charlie Kirk incident, can you tell me what was written on them?
So I saw what the police reported, or at the press conference. What stuck out to me was one of them said, "Catch this fascist," but then another one said, "If you're reading this, you're gay, LaMayo." So those are two different worlds right there. I don't normally hear gay jokes on the left, but the other one would make me think the person was on the left if they were calling him a fascist. So this just sounds like a very troubled, sick person to me.
Right.
So what did you conclude from that?
Well, he obviously knew the person who was going to find the shell casings was going to be police officers, correct?
Yes.
So obviously he's sending a message to cops.
Calling them gay?
Yeah, I guess in like a funny way, like,
that kind of humor isn't really on the left. We don't say that. It's not that anybody's afraid. It just doesn't have. It's like we don't make like, "Oh, you're gay, bro." Like that's not something happens on the left. At least in my experience. Maybe you think differently.
I'm friends with like everybody. Like I don't really consider myself one leaning side. I have friends on the left. I have friends on the right. But universally, I think both sides use that as like.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think as in like a demeaning manner, but like as in, you know, like funny, haha, kind of. But
maybe.
I mean,
I'm not around a lot of like people in their early 20s, so maybe that's something both sides joke about. But I just don't have. I haven't seen that. That seems more like edgelord behavior, where it's like people posting memes about like terrible things and all that, and it's like, you know, trying to make edgy jokes. Like, I just don't see that on the left. But what conclusion did you draw from that? Because I still don't think we know this person's motivation based on that information. But maybe you think differently.
I think that over the past few years, like, let's say for instance, like, I think everybody in their mind would say that if they had a chance to go back in time, they would stop Hitler before he started. Like, would you say that you would stop Hitler?
Of course.
Before?
But we don't say his name here on TikTok, or you'll get flagged.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You just say like H-Man or something like that.
All right, I'll say that. Sorry.
Yeah. So I understand your point. Yes, anybody out there would obviously prevent that from happening if they could.
Right. And I'm just trying to. So like the past few years, like news organizations, major influencers who have a like large following would say that, you know, they would compare Trump to Hitler or H-Man, sorry. Or, you know, say, you know, Republicans are fascist and stuff like that.
Sure.
Would you think that that has something to do with the mindset that some of these people have?
Yes, I think if you're going to focus on the one message that said catch this fascist, then you could point a finger to the left, since that sort of rhetoric comes from the left. I don't think the right is calling people fascist, though they have been kind of taking on that language a bit when describing Biden and vaccine policy, like mandates and stuff. So, you know, it's not as prevalent, but it is there too.
Right. And yeah, I do understand that, but I don't think it's as, you know, like, I think the majority of people who call other people, you know, fascist or compare Trump to the H-Man have any idea or like what actually happened. You know, they don't really know the definitions of what they are or, you know, how it came about. So when people just go ahead and just spew it out of their mouths, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of, you know, puts them on a, you know, makes them think that they need to get rid of the threat before it gets to that point. Like, would you think that Trump is H-Man or compare him to H-Man?
I think he's doing things that are similar, and his rhetoric is similar in some ways, for sure. I don't think he's gonna send people to camps and try to eliminate anybody, but I mean, he put out that 4-minute video 2 days ago that said we're gonna do everything we can to get rid of this left-wing ideology or whatever he called it. I mean, he's definitely putting up some signals.
Right, and saying that isn't compared to actually unaliving like 6 million people.
Well, but before 6 million people were unalived, this sort of rhetoric was being said. That's what people are calling out. That we don't want to get to that point. We want to stop it, as you said, before it happens. So here's an opportunity to stop it before it happens. That doesn't mean take Trump's life. That just means let's not let it get to that point.
Right, but to compare someone to that is a little, it's pretty outrageous. Like, I don't see that ever happening in our society. I don't think.
Well, but people probably thought that back in the 30s before this all went down too. Like, I don't think this could get to that point, and they couldn't imagine something like that. But it can happen. It can happen.
Right, but there are some similarities from the left to.
Well, but here's the problem. Donald Trump is our president, and he needs to be a leader. And he has failed miserably in the last 48 hours. With that video that I pointed out, he said there was just incidents of violence on the right, that the left is not a victim of violence at all. He could have taken that opportunity and said, we need to bring the temperature down, and this is a problem our country has right now. I'm not pointing any fingers, but I want to work on solving this. He didn't do that. He just pointed at the left, and he did that again this morning on his Fox and Friends interview, where he said that he doesn't have a problem with right-wing extremism. And I think that is inflammatory, and this is the guy you voted for, and I think he's failing to do his job.
Well, I think that people voted Trump in not just for his speaking abilities, because I don't think anybody thinks that Trump is a good speaker. He's not. He's not a good speaker.
Well, come on. Don't attribute this to him misspeaking or that he isn't able to express himself. He's very purposefully saying what he's saying. He means exactly what he's saying. There's no misunderstanding here.
Yeah, I'm not misunderstanding what he's saying.
I know you're not, but you're giving him an out, saying he's not the greatest speaker. No, he meant what he said. He meant that the left is the problem. He meant that he doesn't have a problem with right-wing extremism. There was no misspeaking there.
Yeah, I don't see many right-wing extremists assassinating people in front of thousands of people.
Well, okay, this was a very high-profile incident, but if you look at the actual number of actual incidents of violence, it's majority of it's coming from the right.
I think those numbers are extremely misrepresented. I don't think. If you can send me a link or something like that, but I don't think that those numbers are accurate at all.
Right. So I can just look at like January 6th, for example, which was thousands of people fighting in hand-to-hand combat with cops for hours, and 150 cops were injured.
That's not what happened at all.
What do you mean that's not what happened? We saw the video. It's hours of hand-to-hand combat with Trump supporters against the cops.
Hours of hand-to-hand combat.
Yes, there was. It's all documented on video. Anybody can go watch this.
They can, and they should.
And hundreds of people were arrested and convicted of committing violence or impeding the police.
In the area who didn't even go into the Capitol building.
No. There were hundreds of people who pleaded guilty or convicted for committing violence against the police. Hundreds of them. Not all of them, but hundreds of people who were convicted of that.
With plea deals, yeah.
What?
You would take a plea deal too if you were there.
All right, so you're claiming these guys did not commit violence against the police on
I'm
January
not saying
6th.
all of them did.
I'm not saying all of them did either. I'm saying hundreds out of the 1,500 plus arrested and charged did.
Okay.
That's a huge deal, man. So you talk about this one incident, which is terrible, but we saw our police attacked for hours.
But I think you're overinflating it.
Right. So a couple of cops lost their lives from that incident as well. Others were maimed.
Lost their lives from it.
All right. Well, you're an idiot, and I'm gonna move on. Get a life, man. You need to educate yourself. Go grok it and learn. So I'm not gonna fight with somebody over reality. This guy gonna tell me the sky's orange and that a cat is driving his car right now. Bro, you're wrong. You're an idiot. End of story. Antimatter, thank you for the $5 super chat. Said when he says jokes, he actually means you're equivocating, rightfully so on your part, about Don Jr., but just one more thing, they're allowed to, we can't. Yeah. Well, that guy could not accept that Don Jr. was making a joke, right? Like, he had to giggle and just get all weird at the previous guest, the one before this guy. And then Snack Trash with the $5 tip on PayPal. Thank you, dude. What does caller think about Trump's quoting H-ban, comparing himself